Round one. Go!
Hey, what's going on? Welcome. It is Saturday somewhere in the world, and we are back here on Capcom Fighters. So you know what that means. It's almost time for another action-packed top 16 here on the Capcom Pro Tour 2020. This week, we are going over to China, a fiercely fought region, and a region that doesn't get as much coverage as maybe you would think because of the quality of the players that it deserves. But we are entirely dedicated here this weekend to the Chinese community of Street Fighter V. Myself, Logan Sama, of course, joined by F-Word. It's round one. the official pre-game show here on Capcom Fighters. And we have some great action for you coming up at the top of the hour. As we said, top 16 in full. The brackets are well underway, should be nearing completion. So if you want to find out exactly who is going to be featuring in that top 16, you can follow along on Smash GG as the show broadcasts, and you'll be ready at the top of the hour when the top 16 starts. We're going to have a look at some of the top players in the region. There will be some names that you will have seen. There's some really excellent players that have travelled the world and have come up on our radar. And there's some players that really are just absolute killers in the region, and it is very, very familiar in terms of that theme. We've seen it all year round when we've been doing these shows. There's some players, a handful of players that we just know loads about. We've seen them competing at the highest level around the world. They've had sponsorship opportunities, exactly. But there's some absolute killers that are in these regions that otherwise we wouldn't be able to see. We wouldn't really get the chance. And because these events are region locked, of course, we get to focus entirely on it. This time around, as I said, we are in China. So, you know, when you think of the Chinese Street Fighter 5 community, there's names that immediately leap out to you. You know,
you're being generous saying names, right? Because there are some great names, but there's one that really just here and there, by the way, because that guy's name is just humongous.
Well, yeah, in terms of real star power, you'd have to say, you know, Xiao Hai is way up there.
Yeah,
some incredible performances. He has got a storied history across various different versions of Street Fighter, and even more famous in other games, of course.
The guy's a freaking icon.
He is an icon.
An absolute icon. I think it was Evo 2018. We were in the lobby chilling. You were in that room. I don't know if you noticed this, but Xiao was walking around with his phone, and he was actually streaming on, I think, the local streaming platform.
Douyu.
Douyu. And he was like, "Hey, say hello, F word." And I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And I saw like all the Chinese writing coming down on the screen. And I went over, and he had like something like, I think it was like 2.6k viewers, just randomly. He just turned on his stream, 2.6k. Hey guys, I'm at Evo playing games. You know, the guy's just got pull, but he's also the talent to warrant it as well. So very excited to see how he does. Surprisingly, not been on the top of the radar for me from what we've studied, and we'll get to that later. But there's others that we want to talk about as well.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about players that are everywhere, and you know you can't really discuss China.
I know who you're going to talk about
without Jawa. Who, I'm honest, I'm surprised. It feels weird that I have not seen Jawa in any.
It's so strange, right?
Every week I expect to turn on a stream and just see him there. He's just there.
Where was
Why
he in Europe?
In CPT Central America too?
Where was he in Europe? He randomly turned up to. I swear there was like a non-CPT event in Poland or some place like this.
Non-CPT, sure?
I can't. Maybe it was CPT.
I'm pretty sure it was a ranking.
Was it CPT?
Yeah,
a ranking event? And this guy just turned up.
He's just there.
He's just there. You know, there was a tournament in Brazil for over 85-year-old grandmas. Gio turned up, won that tournament. I mean, the guy he's just wherever there's a tournament, he's gonna be there. So it's been very strange to go. What are we now? 11 months without seeing Dark Gio. I mean, that is really strange for me. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him this weekend and how he does.
There's some other players as well that we have seen travel not as frequently, but they're definitely the two that we are most aware of in terms of international appearances. You've got Xiao Pao, the Vega, the Claw player that had such a great impact in the first year of Street Fighter 5, 2016. We saw him performing at Evo, really impressing us, right?
Yeah, he's had some great runs as well since then. A few top 8s he's made as well. Some really classic matches. So Xiao Bao's another one I'm looking forward to seeing this weekend as well.
There's a lot of great players in the region that that we can look at and analyze some of their play, but there's
what about the sensei of all the guys you just mentioned? Where's he at? Daku, baby. Surely he's there, right?
I couldn't find him in the bracket. I'm not sure where he is. Although that doesn't mean he's not into, because there's a couple of names. There's a couple of names that I can't find in the bracket. So they may be there, they may not. It'd be interesting to look at some form, though, because, of course, there has been CPT events in China previously.
Absolutely.
Famously, a couple of years ago, they tried to run one of those events entirely on PC.
Yes.
As a precursor to that. Obviously, in the region, for years, there was not a huge amount of access to consoles. Consoles were not able to be purchased in China. They were banned. So, obviously, PC gaming's a huge deal, and we'll talk about that a lot more as well. Some interesting differences. but they had PPL Fighting Masters, I believe was the name, and that had run a couple of years. It was there last year, of course. Hot Dog taking that one. If you recall, beating Kichipamu in finals. But you had some impressive performances, specifically from Wei Li, who managed to get 5th place.
I know that
with
guy
his
quite
Laura.
well, actually.
Yes, you have some history.
Yeah, we have some history, Whaley. Yeah, I had a really good...
I wonder if he remembers you.
I'm sure he does. He rubs it in my face every 6 months, so I'm sure he does remember me.
Xiaohai also making top 8 at that tournament. And you had some other local players as well. QQ, the Urian, who is one that really came on our radar when we saw him defeat Nemo in a mirror match.
In the mirror match. And that was a slugfest of a mirror match.
I'm trying to remember what year it was. I think it was the year that Tokido won Evo. He immediately flew over to Shanghai and they had that round robin, like 1st to 5 event.
Yeah. It was like a...
Which I think Shanghai had like won almost every set in that event. For the longest, Xiaohai's had that home field advantage almost, hasn't he? He's been almost unbeaten, but recently, that's not been the case.
This is the really fascinating thing about the region. So in the digging that you've done and in the fantastic work from some of the community players who've shared with us, Xiaohai is not the top dog at the moment in China, which is, really fascinating. And even more interesting for me, if Xiaohai is not the top dog, you'd probably think maybe someone like a Daku or a Gio has just ascended and is now the top dog. But it's neither of those guys either.
Yeah.
You know, it's looking like the guy you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And we've seen this year. We've seen guys who've always been strong, really just hit another level. We saw it with Nephew. Like, Nephew has definitely peaked this year, right? And there's other examples this year in this online CPT where players have kind of like just rose to the occasion and hit another level completely. It's looking like that right now in terms of form for QQ. So,
Urian, eh?
Well, without giving too much away,
Going back to the start of the year.
there's only 2 characters on the select screen in China anyway, and the Urian's one of them. So
we did manage to speak to one of the local players, and we are very, very thankful that Wei Li was able to speak to us.
Big up Wei Li, my guy, my favorite Laura.
He's part of Guangzhou Dojo, who put on events, a studio there. And very recently, they ran an event across all of China called China Fighters Legend, I think Legendary. China Fighters Legendary, amazing. CFL, which was held across the 4 different regions of China and culminated in a final. So they had qualifiers and culminated in a top 8.
Awesome. Love that.
So we've got some highlights for that when we look at players in a little bit more depth later on in the show. But we did manage to get an in-depth interview with Wei Li, who does speak very good English. It's far better than my Chinese anyway. And he's going to give us some insight into the current state of Chinese Street Fighter V. Fascinating insight, loads of really great information. So let's run the tape, and on the other side, we'll be back to talk about it.
Hello, this is Wei Li. I'm from Guangzhou Dojo Esports Studio. Yeah, I'm from China. My main character is Laura. Probably I'm the best Laura in China. I will also do in my esports studio make some plan for the tournament. Like this year, great online tournament in China. The tournament is China Fighting Legendary. Actually, our China Fighting Legendary, the regions is the states of China. Yeah. And there are more than 100 players participate in our tournament. It separates the region into 3 parts, like North China, middle part China, and south part China. Yeah. We want to provide a good connection for the players. Yeah. I would say there are many great Street Fighter V players in China. As everybody knows, Xiaohai is well-known Chinese player, and The rest of the famous players, in my opinion, they are QQ, the best Yuren in China, and Xiao Bao is very young player. He is only 22 years old. Yeah, very young generation. And Jing Chunqiu, this player is also very young. He is 25 years old. Yeah, he is the former League of Legends coach. Yeah, very famous in China. Yeah, he switched to play Street Fighter 5 as well. And one more player. He is only 16 years old. His nickname is Fake Robrex. He studied abroad last year, yeah, to Canada. But this year, he moved back to China. Yeah, in the China Fighting Legendary, the champion is QQ. Yeah, he got the final champion, and the second place is Xiao Bao. Yeah, he's also play Yuren, and the third place is Ding Chunqiu. Yeah, he's also Yuren players. Actually, this year in China, 3 Yuren got great results. This weekend we will have China, CPT China. I expect QQ to get the champion. Yeah, because he's so good this year. We don't have too much official events for Street Fighter 5 in China, but we have many people who likes to watch Street Fighter 5, so they will pay for the streamer to play Street Fighter 5 together. Like Yang Man, QQ, A Bao, Xiao Bao, Ding Chunqiu, me, and Jeva, yeah. The famous Chinese players will play almost every day. Actually, not too much organized to do these things, except like official CPT China or CFL. I wish to have more and more tournaments in China. Yeah, so we will have a lot of opportunities to training, because this year is not too good for the industry. Yeah, as everybody knows. Yeah. Not too much students willing to put the money to organize. The main platforms are 斗鱼 and Bilibili and 西瓜 like watermelon. Yeah, Xiaohai is one of them. Yeah, especially in fighting game. Yeah. Not only Street Fighter 5, he also stream as the King of Fighters. Yeah, I would say Xiaohai's viewers are a big number. Yeah, probably he'll have more than 1,000 audiences to watch his stream, no matter what his stream. The rest of us, when we stream, will be like around 100 audience. In addition, I have to say, I mean the number is the real audience. You know, in our country, our stream platform has different policy. Yeah, so they will show the amount very ridiculous, like more than 200,000 or more than that. But that's not the real numbers. In China, there are many great Street Fighter 5 players, but not that famous. So I want to say Ding Chunqiu is one of them. Yeah. Ding Chunqiu is former League of Legends coach in China. He uses urine in Street Fighter 5 from 2 years ago. Yeah. He is only 25 years old. Yeah, very young. His play style is very solid. Very solid. Yeah. And his equipment is keyboard. Very nice, very great execution. Yeah, very nice. The number of keyboard players are getting prizes. Yeah. Some players are from like League of Legends or Overwatch or many console games. I mean the new generation, not only the arcade game players like us. I would say Xiao Bao. Xiao Bao is the second player. He's only 22 years old. Yeah. He's from his region is Shenzhen, one of the city from South China. Yeah. His main character is Yuren as well. He is also used Xbox. He can play multiple characters like Seth, G, Colin. He is able to play multiple characters in Street Fighter 5. He's a genius, I think. The first players, I would say, Big Problem X. He's only 16 years old. He's from Shenzhen as well. Yeah. His main character is M Bison. I think his idol is Problem X, but the real one. I think his Bison his Bison like to very aggressive. He only use in this patch. He only use Sugar 2. Sometimes when he is in dangers, he's almost to die, but he can come back with his Sugar 2. Amazing, yeah. The players you mentioned, like Xiaohai, Jiewa, Young Man, Abao, like Xiaohai, he made it in top 8 at China Fighting Legendary this year, the final. He lost to QQ and Ding Chunqiu, two Yuren players. I think he's confident on this matchup, but finally he still lost. Yeah. Yes, there are many SFV players in China as well. Yeah, like Young Man, Xiao Bao, Abao, QQ. They're trying to use SFV. In China, we think SFV is very strong character. Like his dive kick, yes, very frustrating. Like I play Laura, when I play a SFV. Like this afternoon, I played Oil King, line. He plays SFV, play dive kick. Yeah. I can punish his dive kick. This year it would be very difficult for me because the new character, Poison, to play Poison to fight against Laura. Yeah, this matchup, Laura is free. Item said Laura is free for Poison. Yeah.
I have to say a massive thank you to Weili. That was invaluable information there about the Chinese Street Fighter 5 community. It's interesting to hear that they've not had a lot of events.
No, they've not.
Have a lot of online players and a lot of fans, but not many organizations to put it together. And, you know, as you see there, him putting his, effectively working with Guangzhou Dojo to put together their own event, the China Fighting Legendary. And I think you mentioned another one, Spark was another one. So not a lot of events like we have in Europe and
events have
North
accelerated
America.
in most of the other regions in terms of online, right? Because of the situation we're in, but not necessarily the case.
But the streaming community is heavy out there.
Yeah,
it sounds like
humongous, and also I think the player base and the opportunity is probably as big as any, right, over there. And it's so interesting for me to see such unique cross pollination occurring quite consistently in China. You know, you got these LOL, you know, kind of League of Legends.
Yeah, mentioning Ding Chongqiu, the player that used to be a League of Legends coach.
Right, and so young. What was he, 25, 26? And he's been a coach already, and now, and he didn't describe him as a guy who's like, yeah, he dabbles in Street Fighter 5 and does like content for it.
I mean, he's one of the
he said he's one of the guys to watch out for.
Yeah, one of the threats.
Super
It's
impressive.
really interesting because, you know, you look at Southeast Asia region, and we had SKZ
yeah, exactly.
winning, former professional Dota player. How interesting is it to see these large esports players transitioning over and not only having great fun, but seeing success in fighting games as well?
Yeah, it was a really fascinating interview when you asked SKZ that question. I'd love to speak to someone in China about how they feel as well. Because what we also have in China that's quite unique to the region is humongous esports teams. Like some of the biggest esports teams in the world are based out there. And I don't know if Gio is still sponsored by one of them, but he had a humongous team behind him.
Let me see if I can remember.
It was it escapes me, but they've got the platform and the backing.
Yeah, he's still sponsored. It's IG.
IG, yeah, you go. Those guys are massive, right? So yeah, they've got the platform and the backing to really take FGC and FGC players to another level. And also it kind of shows in the fact that yes, we don't see them too often, but you do get some of these Chinese guys traveling quite often to these events, you know, and that's because they got the backing.
Well, it's interesting to hear his perspective on like the current standings of where people are sitting at the moment, and you know, him saying that in his opinion, and obviously it's only one man's opinion, QQ's the guy at the moment. Xiao Bao's another player who's there. You know, proving that Vega is in fact a top tier character, obviously. But Xiaohai may be suffering a little bit of confidence.
He mentioned another guy, I can't remember, but before even Xiaohai, you know. So you know, and then the top three of the event, you know, was it 3 Urians in top 3 that he described, or was it top 2 Urians?
I can't remember.
Man,
I don't think so.
Urian is clearly top 1 or top 2 in China. You know, the guy's unplayable in China. I'm really curious to see how many Urians make top 8, because the way Lee's speaking is like everyone's picking Urian, everyone's picking Seth. What's more interesting for me is Urian doesn't really lose any matchup heavily, but one of his slightly uphill matchups is Cammy, and Xiaohai is undoubtedly one of the best Cammys in the world. But yet all these Urians are kind of like, in recent form, are able to get the better of him in these tournaments. So I'm really interested to see how that goes this weekend, because that's a dynamic I wouldn't have anticipated prior to this kicking off. Yeah.
Also mentioning Abao, who's sadly not going to be showing us Ryu in top 8 this time if he gets there. He wouldn't be the first Ryu to make it into a top 8 in a CPT in a million years. He's, of course, sensibly made the switch over to Akuma. A couple of players using Seth out there as well. You know, he was talking about how effective Seth was. So they know in China as well, the meta's still very much the same. You're seeing similar sort of characters out there represented. Yep. Not really any Rashids that I can think of, but other than that...
standing out.
I'm really looking forward to this top 16, man. I just want to see who gets there. There's...
Dude, you know, I want to see a keyboard player in top 8 this weekend.
Yes.
Because that's actually, I mean, listening to Wei Lee's interview, it's such a PC-heavy region.
Yeah, it was Ding Chongqiu that was the keyboard player.
And this guy plays KOF on keyboard, so... Yeah. I mean, if you could do execution on KOF...
I've seen some crazy combo videos on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw one on Twitter as well that got posted of like crazy loops on KOF with keyboard.
Old school, like 2K2.
I mean, there's clearly not a disadvantage for these guys in the region as well. So that's going to be fascinating to see how those keyboard warriors, we call them keyboard warriors, but I think it's taken on a new meaning in China, right? Because these are keyboard warriors you've got to respect. How they get on this weekend, we'll see. Only time will tell. But what a fascinating region, Logan. I've not quite come across a region quite like this in its uniqueness. In its uphill challenges as well, has created the unique things that they've got there. And I'm fascinated to see how they perform.
Well, we're going to take a look a little bit more in-depth, including some in-match footage of that China Fighters Legendary event as we roll through some of the key names that we think are going to make a big impact this weekend in CPT China. We're going to take a short break, and on the other side, we will look at some of the players that you can see to the side of me as we do our player focus.
I'll take you downtown. Move! That's how you start the fight and finish it quickly.
Let's have some fun.
Let me zap you. Here we go. Red bar! That's that!
Terrific wing! Go beyond the battle.
Get ready.
Destroy! Begin!
Let's go.
Disappear! Kneel! You do not have the strength to crush the spirit of the king.
All right. I really like to exercise. And training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death, vile insect.
Pull out all the stuff.
Hadouken! Witness the power of the continent. This is the power of the king.
Paraneuro device expansion completed. Pseudo-personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. DOM unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Flower unit 0. Activate.
Well, Joey, who is a piece of junk? Show me everything. Show me everyone. Show me everything.
Install.
Show me something worth taking. reside in me for eternity.
Hey, welcome back. We are here still after a short break. The top 16 is coming in full at the top of the hour here on Capcom Fighters. If you just join us, it is CPT China. It is their first event. They get their own event here in the region. The country is so large that they demand their own CPT event, and we have given it to them.
But they only get the one event, though, don't they?
They only get the one, exactly. We still have Australia to come as well. I think that's coming up next week. And then the last event on the tour is NA West 2. I know you've got your pink do-rag ready for that show.
Oh, mate, I can't wait. And you know I'm going to make the right picks as well, like I always do. Like I'm going to do this weekend as well.
Interesting. Full of confidence. I love that. Let's see which players are going to be full of confidence this weekend, though, as we look at some of the players that we've highlighted as players that we think are going to make a big impact on these brackets. Of course, top 16's coming up. It's probably already been determined. You can check it in full right now on Smash GG and prep yourself for the action that is soon to come here on the channel. But let's take a look at, the player that was highlighted for us by Wei Li as the inform man. He actually had a really good season last year as well. He missed out on qualifying for Capcom Cup, but he finished 49th. It's QQ.
He's one of the highest placing Chinese players.
He finished 25th at EVO, which is no mean feat, of course. He got 13th at the Japan Cup, finished 9th just outside of top 8 at the China Premier, the PPL Fighter Masters, 9th as well at Taipei Majors, and 7th at Versus Masters. So he had some really strong showings.
Run at Rebel Kumite, Rebel Kumite 17th, and I think Rebel Evo Japan as well. Look,
yes,
not just outside of 32 there as well.
So he's one of those players that if he were able to travel, because you look at these, they're all Asian events and Evo, which is indicative of players that take the game seriously, but maybe don't have the travel options that some of your, Taquitos or Punks or Problem X's or Phenoms have, where you're seeing them at every premiere. He's predominantly showing out here at Asian events plus Evo. Maybe if he'd have been able to travel to some more international events, he'd have made a big impact.
I think absolutely.
He already made a big impact when we saw him playing against Nemo in the event in Shanghai as well, after Nemo won Evo in 2017. Is it 2017? It must be.
I'm going to risk guessing it. Can't remember.
It was a very impressive performance anyway. I'm getting old and I can't remember anything anymore. It's terrible. All I've got is hair and no memories. But let's take a look at some highlights of recent matches, including this China Fighters Legendary event that happened in the last couple of months. Let's take a look at why QQ is at the top of the list of threats this weekend.
Nice side switch there for Wei Li. Uh-oh, gets whip punished.
Yeah, you're almost like Ibuki, right? When he's pressing that fierce, that chop, it kind of leans back a little bit, hurt by shanks a little bit.
It's not quite as good as a
not
skill,
as crazy,
but very similar.
It was a bit too fast, I guess.
Yeah, that was barely safe.
Ooh, jab.
Yeah, a little cute interrupt.
Oh, double king miss. Nice punish. Wow, get off me, bro. Yeah, that's gonna reflect the Hadouken.
Right. Okay, didn't bait it. Now he's in the corner.
Oh, knocked on. No, what was that? He had something.
Okay, here's Kanaba's chance. He has to close this out.
Oh!
He wasn't
wow,
ready.
what a control.
我的镜子躲开一个 VP 的指令头，榴莲直接抛进这里有个左右折，猜错了重伤，那生死折了就猜错，连续2次引爆，但是没有后续，哇这个滑铲这没办法啊，没有下文，反而被榴莲下中脚开 V 成功换边连，这里这个折有镜子掩护，为所欲为，哎呦！ 擦一下，哎，不敢下清泉对空啦，这边是直接手，没有敢随便投，那差一点点。怎么说？哎呀，直接下角色的话是没有问题的， 但是正如刚才所说啊，就是这个局面很容易一边倒啊，一旦一边开始出现颓势的时候，局面就会像现在这样啊。可以看得出来，球球今天的状态是非常棒，哎，掉招，但是这点血量能来个奇迹大翻盘吗？球球会给这个机会吗？他这一下必须要爆一个 V， 然后投中一个指令头之后折一波漂亮的压制啊！哎，就是这一下占重拳，哎呀，想投啊！对，
就是看谁对角色的内战理解更深一层嘛。
是的，好，这边哎，这下连招水了。
当然，现在目前全世界对内战理解最深刻的应该是球球，对不对？啊，赢过日本3大尤里安内战。
And there he is, understandably, having seen that, your arguable favourite for this weekend. And QQ looking extremely strong. That Urian, the decision making, the clutch in certain scenarios, it really has gone to a next level now. And he seems very comfortable in some of the matchups that I think some people would consider less so comfortable for Urian. Now, it could have something to do with the fact that Urian's definitely improved a bit this season.
Well,
right?
there's a few of them there, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly,
we've got we're also going to look at a couple other players.
No wonder he's so bloody good at the mirror match.
That also run Urian as well. But let's focus more on QQ. So as we mentioned, you know, he's got an abundance of top 16 finishes.
He has, yeah.
In Asia specifically. He went to Evo as well and pulled, what was the position? I can't remember what I said. Was it 25th?
25th, I think you said.
I think it was 25th.
25th at Evo.
Sounds about right.
33rd at Evo Japan. I mean, the guy's 17th at Red Bull Kumite. The guy's been on form, man.
Exactly. Looking very, very strong over the last couple of years.
Yes.
Impressive stuff. And as Whaley told us, he's been on form. He won China Fighters Legendary and the Spark event previously. Yes. He is the guy.
And these were pretty stacked events, you know. And
what better indicator to work out who's going to make an impact?
This is exactly what I was going to say.
Than who's winning at the moment in the region. You know, China Fighters Legendary, taking in the entirety of China as well, 4 qualifiers to come in and put together a top 8. And he won that, so he has to be the favourite going in.
A threat. Going to look really silly if he's already out. I hope he's not. And I'll tell you something. Going by the history of this CPT online so far this year, the guy on form isn't always the one to win, but he's always there or thereabouts at the end. Top 3, top 2 grand finals, that guy's there. So we expect to see QQ making it at least to top 2 here this weekend based on recent form.
All right. Another player that does have Urian in his locker. He was a player that was identified to us by Whaley, and he's not a player that I know a lot about. Bit confusing as well because he's also called Xiaobao.
Yeah, a name that we're already familiar with.
But it's VX Bao.
Okay.
Because the Xiaobao, also known as Cola, uses Vega and Akali. He's from Taiwan. VX Bao is another player sponsored by the team ALUS, A-L-U-S, who seem to be doing a lot of good work in the region. He won the last chance qualifier for this China Fighters Legendary and made it all the way through. Where did he finish in the end? I think it was top 3. I can't remember. But he's got an abundance of characters. We had seen his Bison. He's also got...
When I researched him, I saw a lot of Bison in his online sets, but I think he's picked up a few characters.
He seems to really like the new characters as well. He's got Seth, Gil, and Colleen.
His more recent sets have been way more varied in character choice. I don't know who he mains now, actually, because I just see so many matches of him online.
Let's take a look at some of the clips of him playing in this recent event. We can get an idea of exactly why he is one of the most highly rated players by Whaley.
How does Lucia fare? We know that Sako has been playing her. I think we saw her in Celtic Throw.
Wow, what a quick stun. So, you know, Lucia's I think Lucia's quite strong just because she has a lot of great back and backdash, I believe. And you get conversion either way.
Whoa!
Yeah, there's a confirm off skill. That should be it.
Very little stealing in the beginning from that.
Oh, there he
the
goes.
delay.
Yeah.
怎么说？超远距离引爆，那这边也是防不胜防啊！裸爆镜子直接被跳开，踩了一下也不敢再追啊！有镜子掩护的尤良，哇，这一下居然跳了进去，那尤良的危机啊，直接被城管下清角连续的点，
直接破坏了丁春秋的一个压制，现在将丁春秋反观厕所 ，EX28， EX46直接开 VT。 这个镜子压，这个让小宝在开局劣势的情况下获得了第一档比赛胜利啊！好，开场一波连招，直接将丁春秋推到板边，这里有个左右折啊，这里还是很谨慎啊，没有随便的走到逆向。好，这里就是 前中拳之后的一个2段中段，
这边只能是换个边。哇，这个生死折了，直接头啊！
下轻拳头这下你不解摔就会被直接带走。防守反击嘛，就是感觉对方一定会投他的时候，
是的，
会拼一个头锤，头锤有一个对头无敌啊！
哇，小宝真的是怎么打怎么有啊，直接打晕，那带走了这个晕值打满之后，哇，无限连，
之后还有个连招，
对，我要位了。
是我等你2秒钟，我看到你在挣扎，对不对？
哇，这边插合到位啊，直接瞬间，哎，这个轻攻击压起身很好，因为有两起身，这个凹无敌技的话是没有办法应对到对方轻攻击的压起身啊，左右折，正面，哇，
可以了，
有点比较主动一些，因为他的想法很简单，就是通过自己的这种方式把对手快速的推进板边。那么这种想法也是已经取到了成果。
因为板边是不需要有静止，照样有爆发力的一个位置。
是的，那这边哇带走了，没了，
看爆发，
没了，
看爆发，哇，无限连实锤了没有？
哇，没办法。
VX Bao
I like.
One to watch out for winning that last chance qualifier and performing admirably on the weekend of the China Fighters legendary event. Is he going to be able to replicate that performance this weekend? We will find out. Of course, the top 16's coming really, really soon. You'll be able to see the brackets right now that you're going to be watching on Smash GG. Just go on there and search for Capcom Pro Tour. We've got a couple more players to look at as we go through the names that we're expecting to make a splash this weekend here in the tournament.
Yeah, there's a bunch still to come.
We could pick up another name that is not so well known.
Yeah.
But it was mentioned, and we did kind of celebrate this crossover. It's Ding Chung-kyu.
I'm super fascinated by this guy.
Who was a coach for a League of Legends team.
Yep.
Let me pull up his information. He's only 26 years old, and he, of course, uses Urien.
Just standard in China. Yeah, that's it, you know.
He made top 8 in China Fighting Legendary. He also plays on keyboard, which
crazy.
is pretty damn cool.
We referenced this earlier. I mean, this is a guy who has pretty sound execution on KOF with keyboard, so will be comfortable in a Street Fighter 5 setting quite easily.
Well, of course, he's come over from League of Legends. I'd imagine with the huge PC gaming community that you have in China, there will be lots of players that
this is what Lately referenced. There's quite a
keyboard,
few on keyboard. In
like
China.
It's not a rare thing.
No.
The idea that you would be playing on arcade stick is literally from the older heads that would have come through the arcade system.
Exactly.
But for these kids that are getting into Street Fighter 5, you know, in their 20s, they're coming from PC gaming. That's where they're coming from. So the idea of, and everyone's hype about these hitboxes, these newfangled hitboxes these days.
The little middle ground, isn't it? You
It's
know,
the same thing. You get me with the old clickety clack. Let's take a look at some highlights of his play, and you can understand why he is rated as one of the most exciting young prospects in this CPT China this weekend. Let's take a look.
He was in a really bad spot before. Oh, not the backdash, but pushes airborne. Doesn't get a combo after that. Hey! Playing Cammy, right? Gotta abuse her tools right there.
Yeah, she says, take this.
Okay, just raw dog crouch spears. Oh, another one. Just super meteor there. Able to get the combo, and now it's in. What happened, Xiaohai? Block, dude.
Oh, my goodness.
Just block. Like, if he went deep. The crowd is definitely behind
the homeboy.
I'm gonna call him Ding. I gotta say Ding. I'm sorry. And again, gets a stun.
Oh, this is so much damage. Look at it, Rainbow. You gotta watch out because Xiaohai's working on
no.
Wow.
Watch out for what? They didn't use Twitter, right? What do they use? Weibo?
Yep, Weibo.
Ding about to go on Weibo and be like, man, I beat Xiaohai. You got lucky. Never mind, he's still in it.
还有一点 V 槽不够啊，从镜子凹就从板面凹了一下跑出来，接着再打一个头折成功。哇，换了边，但 UD 直接抢没有问题。尤里安现在占尽优势啊，已经到了一个斩杀线啊，连续的下轻脚直接将
六开，哎，终于开了，这一次没问题。丁教练想变身，这一个协助抢摸墙有的，压起身，这个打乱洞后啊中招了，瞬间雷血，对了，就是那个后判断准确，那比分再次扳平，也是在摸墙。哦，哎，空剑被点了个落地。在空间被对空， 这个对空有准备了，哇！
现在有一管 CA 的长手，有没有机会把这个 CA 用出去？丁
这确
教练
认漂亮，
这个投哇确反了，这喷个火吗？
丁教练这里把节奏放慢，
哇，轻攻击压制之下，这一下没有达到，哎，这边用镜子推了一下无功而返，
怎么开第二个镜子？
应该会加针开。好，
这样
强放上的，哎呦，重伤，左右
做了一个最不好的选择。
哎，这下幸亏啊，哎这，还有，看一下，西游哇，哎原地跳守株待兔，等了一个 ES46K 之后反观小宝进板边，丁教练这一灯力回打得风生水起啊，这下血量已经是超幅度领先了，小宝想翻盘的话已经不太可能，好这边也是直接被一个头斩杀。
Another Urian to watch out for, and this is a genius mind from the world of League of Legends esports.
Mate,
a strategist.
This is it.
The coach
the guy used to
is
coach
in.
the team, yeah. He knows what he's doing, and he's here rocking Urian. Clearly a strategist, because he already knows by picking Urian, he increases his chances of winning online by about 65,000%. So, you know, fantastic strategic play.
It would not be an accurate reflection of the talent in the region if we didn't look at the superstar of Chinese.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
The superstar of Chinese fighting games.
Let's go.
We're not allowed to play the advert, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it online. He has his own TV advert.
And it is a proper TV advert, guys.
Telling a touching story.
The way his face comes at the end, like, you can tell the audience is supposed to be like, oh,
it's him.
It's Xiaohai.
He's famous in China.
He's big in China.
It's Xiaohai, the kid. Not having the greatest time of it of recent, though.
No, if you look at recent form, and we'll get
Whaley did actually say that he feels like maybe his confidence isn't high, which is an interesting one. Still rocking
where his
Cammy.
priorities are at, you know.
Still rocking Cammy.
Yeah. Which is a good choice, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like, your confidence should be good.
Especially in China, when everyone's playing
He's
Urian.
been losing to Urians, which is an interesting one because on paper, that's a good matchup for Cammy.
She does all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she can lose it, but she edges that matchup quite.
Absolutely. She's got a lot of great options in that. You know, she can anti-air.
And this
it's
is
almost impossible for Urian to keep her out. Urian doesn't have a 3-frame, so she can just stick to him like a magnet. But they're beating Xiaohai, which is a confidence thing. You know that Xiaohai plays, you know, with his heart.
He does.
With feel. He's not like a heavy setup-based player. He's just got that raw skill. I remember you remember watching him in Season 1, just DPing through fireballs with that Season 1 Cammy cannon spike.
Against the Kido, never forget.
Crazy stuff. Let's take a look at some of his recent footage, though. We'll see what kind of shape he's in. Is he going to be able to take a place at Capcom Cup this weekend? We'll find out very, very soon. But let's look at these highlights first.
That first round, he was looking really good. You know,
okay, that's Super Xiaohai. This is the Super Xiaohai we know. Wow, what is that? Lucky Xiaohai.
That's lucky
oh
Xiaohai.
My god.
Now, there we go.
That's a stun. Wow, to go on the chimney. I'm not sure what he pressed there for talent. Hot dog.
Bar kill, very nice. So he's going to go into that final round with 2 bars on deck.
Nice whip punish.
Okay. Test out this character as many others have switched. Auto.
Gets a knockdown.
Okay,
challenge.
Overhead, nice. Another jump. Oh, over
Right,
nice
other side,
punish.
that's a punish, yep. Yeah, at least the combo there. Okay, so win in the interaction with Xiaohai.
God damn it, standing up, Xiaohai taking a life lead now. Again, this match I feel like has been played. You know, both these guys are really good at bringing to the corner, but I feel like this match has been a lot of just mid-screen. Oh, no!
Yep.
Unfortunate. He's going to lose this in one. He's got to close it out. Oh, no!
Yeah.
CA. No, he ain't dead.
I think
he ain't
got a pixel.
He ain't dead. He ain't dead. He ain't dead. Oh, my God. He doesn't even have a pixel. He's got 0. Oh, no!
哇，小孩连接都不按了，就准备好一个插河吗？头有了，哎，缺乏了这一下。哇！地剑穿镜子，哎，丁教练确认失误，生死蛇绝望凹了，没有凹到啊，直接带走了。这里是对，因为这里有很多选手都是玩了5年了。好，投到一个，哎，小孩的空剑命中带走，有 VP 啊，这下伤害足。 头层没有折到，这个摸墙有了，丁教练危险，血量被反超，晕池马上来，用了一个气，保一保晕池，再中一套，没有晕池，死不了吧？修伤挺大的。好，起身生死折，哎，丁教练头锤被点掉。他支援呢，就其实就是你被打，他也会马上来，所以你看，马上又有镜子了。有李安是街霸33里面的中过死那样的角色啊，所以的话，性能方面的话也是一个。
If you're talking about instinctive reaction and just pure playing with your heart on your sleeve, this guy's got to be like top 3 in the world. When he's in that zone, he is sometimes completely unplayable. But he's a bit of a he's had a bit of a Fudo kind of like scenario in recent years, not necessarily this year, but even the year when he qualified in 2018. So he didn't qualify last year. By the way, last year was probably his least impressive in terms of overall placing. Didn't travel as much, but when he did,
he travelled a lot, to be honest with you, last year.
Not as much, but compared to the year before, he probably travelled to about half as many events. But even then, he didn't place as well as he did the year before. But when he has placed, he tends to get to these grand finals or top 8s, and it just hasn't come round for him in terms of winning these.
Well, last year he only made it into not just one top 8, one top 16.
Yeah, last year wasn't great.
He had a swathe of 17th place finishes at Premiers. He was pretty much only going to Premiers last year. He even came to AGX.
Yeah, he did.
And then he got 25th.
And the year before that, he got top 8 loads. And but it was a very similar story, Logan. Couldn't quite get.
Well, you remember that epic set that he had CEO in grand finals against Fujimura that went until like 2 a.m. in the morning. We were falling asleep. Epic stuff. Last season, definitely, yeah. It was one of his. He finished 47th on Global, didn't make it into Capcom Cup.
By his standard, it wasn't a great season.
Disappointing stuff. No top 8s outside of the Chinese Premier, and that brings us back to the home field power-up that he gets. Is he going to get that power-up this weekend?
Well,
he hasn't been getting it in recent online events as well.
No, he hasn't. But this is actually what makes it interesting for me. Xiaohai's position for a guy who didn't qualify last year and a guy who has traditionally qualified prior to last year. This is a really exciting opportunity for him, right? He's got one tournament.
Yeah.
He has one of them Shanghai local days, and he's back in Capcom Cup for a guy who's not been on the best form. So really interested to see what kind of Shanghai turns up this weekend, because I think it's a more attractive path to qualification than is usual from his perspective, I'd say.
Be a very interesting weekend to see. Obviously, top 16 coming up in a couple of minutes. Let's have a quick run through some of the other players that we should probably look out for. Yang Mian, of course, is the Zeku that a lot of people will have seen from his performances at last year's PPL event as well, the Chinese Premier, and he's been travelling a little bit. Speaking of travelling, Jaywar is in the bracket.
The one and only.
Of course. The man that we spoke to earlier on, he's not just a community member and an organiser, he's a legit player, finished 5th at Premier in China last season. Wei Li. You know, the man that knows
number one lore in China,
which Ibuki players are free. Very insightful player.
Unnecessary, totally unnecessary.
There's a player in the bracket called Rou, R-O-U.
Okay, I didn't see him. Who's he?
His CFN name you might recognise.
What is it?
Is Fake Problem X.
Oh, yes, this kid. Hey, this guy plays a very aggressive Bison. You know what it is? Shout out to YouTube clip videos. I've seen this guy come up on my YouTube recommendations, and he just goes in. And he's a big Problem X fan, isn't he? I mean, the fact that his name is Fake, and Wei Li alluded to it earlier in his interview. Big up that kid, man. What is he, like 21, 22 years old?
Yeah, he's young. He was studying in Canada, I think, Wei Li said.
Wow,
so
wow.
He's just travelled back because of the pandemic, travelled back home to stay safe.
Yep.
Today's CEO is another player we need to look out for.
Okay.
We saw how much damage that some of the Dalsims have been doing recently in tournament.
Yes,
Today's CEO, a very accomplished Dalsim, finished 4th at China Fighting Legendary as well.
Wow.
Maybe he can do some damage in the bracket. There's an abundance of players that you guys need to be looking out for. A Bao, of course.
Don't forget a Bao, rocking that Ryu, right?
Smart man. No, definitely not rocking Ryu. You won't be seeing him using Ryu in top 8. He's an intelligent human being. He is using a Kuma.
There aren't many left, are there?
He's using a Kuma now. And the ones that are left, they don't even sign. We didn't get Tommy. We didn't get
they don't even sign up anymore.
Where are they? What are these guys doing? Shout out to MDC Jimmy, the only man out there repping
the loyalist
Ryu in tournament. And Cabra and SFL as well when he has to. Anyway, the tournament is about to start right now. It is CPT China, top 16 coming up for you in full here on Capcom Fighters. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a short break and then hide it over to your commentary team, which I believe is going to be Ringe and Saint Cola.
These guys are everywhere. God damn.
Saint Cola. Should be Pepsi Max, definitely. He's coming up next anyway, and they're going to be giving you the top 16 action. That's it from us. We'll be back tomorrow with the pregame show as we run down the top 8. The players that did make the cut, who is going to be representing China at Capcom Cup 2020. We're going to find out not long to go now. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short break, and then the action will be here on the other side.
Let's go.
And welcome to another round of Capcom Pro Tour. What's good, everybody? You already know what it is. I am Ringe. This is Saint Cola, and we are here. Oh, my bad. I mute my stream. I heard myself for a second, but we are good. We are good to go. You guys already know what it is. We are here to determine another qualifier for Capcom Cup, this time coming out of the Chinese region, out of China. It's going to be an amazing top 16. You already know what it is, and it's going to be going down to top 8 for tomorrow as well. I mean, Saint Cola, how you doing, my man?
Dog, it's early in the morning, but I am awoke by this great Street Fighter 5 action that I'm about to witness. As you said before, it is top 16. Let's take a look at what's on the menu for the people now. You may see some flavors that you're familiar with. We're going to start with the winner's side of things. Tony coming through, also fighting. One is that's called Fake Problem X, aka Ryu. Ro, I'm sorry. And then Faye versus Dark Jawa. Y'all know that one. And then there's Street Fighter. That's the name. That's the name of the dude. Yep, versus QQ, yo. And then My Kin versus Yang Mian. So now let's go down to losers, Rich. Tell people what's going on down there.
So let's see. We're going down to losers, where you find a familiar face to start off with Xiao Hai. You guys already know what it is. Ben Whisper, Wei Li going up against Zhou Yang Ho. We got, what was that, ZZ on the bottom going up against Hon Jing. And then we got Duano versus VX Bao. I mean, it's going to be a dope set from top to bottom for sure. I can't wait to see what it's going to go down like.
The great thing about all this is, you know, there's a lot of variety with the players. Yeah. There's a lot of variety with the players, right? Not only with the characters, but also the players that maybe we have, some we've seen, some that maybe haven't seen a lot of, and some that we haven't seen at all. So you're going to be seeing a lot of Great Street Fighter 5 action from this region that, you know, as Logan F. Ward said, underrepresented, but this is their final spot. But this may be the chance for some of those players that maybe they don't get that shine, to get that opportunity. Remember, there's only one spot for China CPT, right?
Yes, indeed. And it looks like we are ready to get into it. But of course, we have quotes from the players, so we're going to take a look at those before we get into the match itself. Looks like Tony's first up with "I'm ready." Nice, short and sweet and to the point, right? We are here. And remember, these are the winners bracket matches, right? So you win, you go in the top 8. You don't have to worry about anything for the rest of the day. So he's definitely ready to move on. Let's see what his opponent has to say. With Ro going up, I just want to enjoy the game. And, you know, I think that's always one of the keys to victory, man. Not really worrying about wins or losses or anything like that. Just worry about playing your best and enjoying yourself. And I think that's what we're going to see today.
Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy the game, you're going to enjoy, you know, how you play. And you're also going to feel a lot more comfortable. And being in the winner's side, I bet you definitely enjoy the game, right? You definitely enjoy being in this seat. But, you know, if you move on to winners next, you know, tomorrow in top 8, that'll be great. But at the same time, it's a lot of killers out here. I've been watching a few of the streams, kind of watching some of the players play out. Some of the heartbreaks that have gone on. Tony, one of the people that's coming up on the deck first, is the one that put Xiao Hai into losers. And he did it in a 2-0 fashion, clean sweep. Man had the meticulous spacing and everything. So I'm really curious to see how a favorite like you know, Fake Problem X, who has been known in the States, who has been a transfer, a young gun in the scene, but not on the sticks, is going to do how he's going to do against someone like Tony.
Yeah, Tony, veteran of the game for sure, has had bodies put in bags before. And yeah, I mean, Xiao Hai, you mentioned one of the favorites of this tournament for sure. Already in losers bracket, he's going to have to win 2 matches to get in the top 8. And, you know, one of these guys put him there. So it's definitely going to be looking to get into the top 8. Definitely 2 of the favorites, I think, going forward for this region. So I can't wait to see how it gets started, because, again, we don't get to see too much action out of China, right? It's just not broadcasted as frequently as some of the other regions. So it's very good and very enjoyable for me to get to see what the region's flavor is on characters like Karen or M. Bison in this circumstance.
Yeah, and you know, a transplant that's maybe moved back, and that was a transfer student, you know, moving back, taking all the tech that he had from the US and taking to China. I can't wait to see how he's gonna apply it against someone like Tony, whose spacing is immaculate. And you know, round start, dash of crouching medium kick, that's how you feel, Tony? Let's get it.
Yeah, already working into the corner. Nice anti-air crouch jab, though. Definitely one of the things that we always look for Bison's repertoire. Along with the chip damage and the gray life. Oh, whiff punish on the Psycho Axe, though. My goodness, Tony already looking like a prime Karen player, bro.
His activation fades away from the command grab. Knew it was coming. Gets the punish. Tony is on it today. He knows how to deal with every aspect of this character right now, it looks like. From start to finish, from V-trigger to the outside of that.
Those are some early lessons being taught. You want to keep reaching, he's going to keep teaching.
That's correct. Okay, good EXDP. Nice neutral jump. Pulls with the scissors. That's such a common tactic that you see to deal with the incoming approach from Bison. And gets the fears too. Pick up. Not for the stun. Not just done just yet.
It's so good for Tony. Going with the throw bait. Didn't buy, so he just walks in and gets the back throw. Smokes him in the first game just like that.
Quick things. Tony's like 80% run right now. Dog's got Uber Eats to the door. He says, I got to make this quick. I got to make this real quick. And you see how he's just rushing his character down, which is what you have to do against Bison. You have to get in there. Don't let them start the offense. You know, Bison, he's got the 3 frame, right? He's got a really good I'd say a really good V reversal. But what he doesn't have is like, you know, a DP or things like that. So he's got to really pick and choose how he applies the defense. And if it's just all defense, no offense, you don't get the play.
Precisely, and that's exactly what the first game was like, right? Finally get some offense here. I feel like more in this game than he had in the first 2 rounds combined. Oh, yeah, only 1 counter. No follow-up off that crouch medium push, and now he gets to the other side. Oh, boy.
That's unfortunate right there. Tony got locked and loaded in the corner. EX, we out of there, but stays in front. I like that. And with the Inferno, dash up. Good blocks up from Tony, but for how long?
Yeah, exactly. Not being harassed with the stand medium here. Trying to get some more range. Probably looking to get in that stand roundhouse range so he can activate the V-trigger. Doesn't activate on block there, though.
Last puts him back in the corner. Medium punch. Not converted, but still gets a heavy.
Yeah, didn't commit to the target combo right there, but ends up getting it anyway. Good stuff from Ro. Things up back on the board. Has settled down a bit here in the set.
Right, and if I'm wrong, dude, I'm definitely like looking at those moments where I'm like, I need to finish off this plate because we saw how Tony operates on offense. And nice neutral jump again. Man, is this a repeat? Did we already see this round?
Yeah, these neutral jumps are working out heavily here. No counter here on that stand light kick, so I don't think he gets the EX scissor combo.
The reversal from Tony, knowing that, you know, you really don't need V-trigger to compete against characters like Bison. Getting them off the plate would be way better.
Yeah, at this point. It's like Tony trying to make his way in. However, our client has paused to the spectator. Oh, looks like we're going to be back into it now.
Yep, looks like they just jabbed and said, hey, you good? We good? Okay, get back into it. As you know, here we go. You know, fake Problem X out here, walks into the corner. I like that Inferno right there, Ender. Getting the push, V reversal again from Tony. But the catch this time, catching these dashes has been so key in this matchup, and he's starting to do it. Bro going in with the Cycle Crusher finisher right there. Bringing it back.
Very smart. Yeah, we saw last time he activated off that stand heavy kick. We saw Tony backdash right, looking for the command throw this time. In the corner, not much place to escape. Doesn't risk the backdash here, but maybe holding up, just gets clipped by another stand roundhouse. And of course, he's able to combo into that easily. Great bounce back from Ro for sure. Tying up the set early on. Not going to be making it a free top 8 appearance for Tony.
Yeah. Take it to the wide. Come on. Give us some more games. That's what we're getting right here as we go in the final one between the two. Remember, this is first of 2 people. This is all they get. You want to make the promise in the first of 3, you got to go to tomorrow.
Indeed, indeed. It's already a good start for Ro as well. Backdash made that whiff on the scissor kick and nothing else. Tick throw as well, being successful. Yes, I like him staying right there so he anti-airs after he jumps the Psycho Blast.
Okay, try to get the trip guard. Does get a sweep. Man, tried to take his turn. How obstinate from Tony. He's like, listen, it's mine. It's my turn and I need it now. No anti-air there.
Yeah, trying to go for the crouch fierce, but that weird trajectory on the Devil's Reverse plaguing Tony at this point. And Ro using the EX scissor to go over the sweep. Beautiful stuff, but we do have a V-trigger activation now. It all come crashing down here. Forward throw. What the hook gonna be? Goes for this. Wow.
If you can build the meter to get that super, this could be a done deal, but Tony cannot mess up. He can't be lagging or slacking, dog. And 30-something seconds on the clock is looking long.
Yeah, exactly. Ro at this point literally has Tony on the magic pixel. This needs 1 instance of damage, of course, very far away from the super, so no chip in sight, but the stand medium kick, tried and true round closer for M. Bison, puts him on set point.
And only closers get coffee. It looks like Ro's about to have a lot of caffeine in his system. Moving on to tomorrow's top, 8 winner side of things. And that's where you want to be again, but it ain't done just yet. Light, Inferno. Dash up. Good blocks from Tony. Good defense. Let me see some offense. Side switch. Doesn't commit to the counter hit, though.
Yeah, indeed. And now he's pushed towards the corner, but he gets a back throw that's huge. It's going to be the screen as well as some damage. When this is a kick on him, goes to the EX Devil's Reverse and baits out the reversal DP. Breaks some glass along the way, does some damage. Yes, V reversal not going to be successful either. Dodges that one with the EX Devil's Reverse, just staying, harassing in the corner at this point. Jump back, still not going to be successful. V reversal keeps him in the corner. My goodness, look at this gray life. You ain't going to go nowhere, my friend. EX Devil's Reverse again, tries with a throw to kill him off. No air to air, actually a side switch. Wait a minute.
Oh, is this the comeback right here? Blocks the EX. Yo, Tony's living on a prayer. He's been living on one for like the past 20 seconds of light hits, but not enough to do it. It's like blocks the Cycle Crusher on the other side right there, but 1 hit. That magic pixel once again. Will there be a closeout? Tony catches him coming in. Woo! EX. Pick up. Does it have the bar? But gets the fadeaway. Tony survives. I can't believe this man survived. This dude was Survivor, man. He should have his own show. You see how Tony was able to stay with it against Bison's pressure. That was incredible, y'all. I hope y'all clipped that because that was ridiculous.
The composure of Tony being down so little life, having been harassed so long in that round. Incredible stuff to hold on and force the final round here in our first set. Top 16. Again, this is to qualify for top 8. It's the final round here.
Skill match distance blast right there. Put it back. Put some great life on the deck. That's what, you know, we've seen Ro go for. Light, he missed the throw tech right there.
Big sweep, though. It's going to knock him down. Yep. Air to air this time. Not biting.
B reversal. Get me out of the corner. I need some space. It's not you, it's me. Nice. I like that light right there to use as an anti-air. Ro putting back in the corner.
Yes, indeed. Reversal that time again, wanting to get some space, prioritizing just the fact that he doesn't want to give Bison any advantage in neutral. Does get the crush counter this time with that V-skill follow, puts him closer to V-trigger on top of that. Very close
in the corner.
Life.
Yeah, and 40 seconds on the clock. This is still anybody's game, you know, for Ro especially. But gets jumped in on that crouching light. Y'all complain about anti-airs, crouching light. There you go. Gets blown up. Back throw though from Ro. Still alive. Got a lot of bar to work with. Careful. The Rasenha roll in the neutral. Don't get faded away. Reversal from Tony. EX Storm. Anybody's game. Is Ro going to use that great defense to stay alive again?
I cannot believe it's coming down to this close of a match. Activates the V-trigger off the slide. V-reversal again, just trying to keep him at bay. Ro, no live. Tony, just a little bit.
Slide.
Work him down.
Oh, no, that was that was the worst decision you could do right there. But, I mean, what else could you do? 6 seconds on the clock. Ro did not have any meter to work with. And you saw that everything was just in Tony's favor, man. That, yo, Tony, that I was clutch, dog. Like, I had something bad to eat the entire time. But Tony takes it, dog. That was ridiculous.
I honestly cannot believe. Yeah, I cannot believe Tony held on to that round in the second game. Or in the third game, second round. Just unbelievable defense, unbelievable composure. I mean, we said that he's one of the favorites, right? I believe he was the one that sent Shanghai to losers. It might have been Fake Problem X. But either way, it was one of our favorites going into this regional event. And I mean, we see exactly why, right? Just the composure of a champion. Super good all around. And I mean, I can't wait to see what he has in top 8. And I mean, Ro is looking super strong as well. I mean, I feel sorry for anybody that has to go up against him in top 16 qualifiers as well.
It was just those minute, small things, right? That if Ro picks up, he'll definitely probably make it. I feel like he could make it to top 8, but you know, there's a lot of killers on the loser side of things. So we'll have to see. We're also going to see some more matches coming up here on the deck. We're also going to get the quotes for you for those players as well. And speaking of those players, let's take a look at what's going to be happening in the bracket next. Yo, Faye and Dark Jawa coming up on the deck for you. Then after that, obviously Street Fighter and QQ, and then My Ken, and then Yang Man. So I want to say something about Faye. I watched Faye play during Xiaohai's Xian's stream, right? I was watching Faye play one of the replays. That dude acted like the floor was lava. I'd never seen a Cammy jump so much, but I will tell you one thing. It was calculated, okay? It wasn't your fly-by-night CFN Cammy. It was the good stuff. So let's get some quotes and get some some sayings from both these players and see what they're up to. Looks like Faye has said, no matter who my opponent is, I don't care. I'm just going to do my best. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. Just concerned about his own game plan, right? Definitely. I like where his head's at for sure. See what his opponent's got to say. Of course, Dark Jawa, player we are very familiar with. To achieve victory, I'll try to win every game, you know? Can't achieve victory without winning. So definitely in the right spot right there. Jawa, of course, a veteran of the Capcom Pro Tour, been around for a hot minute now. Always successful whenever he enters any tournament as well. So we're going to see if he makes top 8 here. And yeah, I believe our competitors are just about ready. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. If you're just joining us, you haven't missed much. Only one set, but it was a hell of a set. So I definitely recommend going and watching the archives to see our first top 8 qualifier, which was Tony over Ro in a very, very close set. Went down to the absolute wire. So this is going to be to face or to determine their opponent for tomorrow in top 8. Again, it's going to be Dark Jawa coming up against Faye.
That's right. And, you know, I talked about Faye already, but JY, if y'all don't know the lore, this man travels. He is at every event. You turn around at any event, my man is just, he's there waiting for casuals, money matches. Don't matter what it is, my man's ready to throw the hands. And he's gotten some close calls, some close shaves. You know, he's reached some of the top levels. I shouldn't say top levels, but, you know, top placings, you know, here and there for some of the tournaments, if not taking down a lot of killers, right? And when I was watching some of the streams, it seemed like he had a poison on the deck instead of the Akuma that he's always known for. That could also just be because he didn't want to run the mirror. But let's see. It's the poison. It's the toxic stuff.
It is the poison, the toxic stuff. Indeed, my friend. Ooh, I didn't even see this. Join the community. We're getting right into it now. Okay.
Yeah.
So Faye on the other side, as you mentioned, going to be very active in the air with Cammy, but it's going to be a little bit tough to do that up against Poison, right? She's got the whip. She's going to be able to take you out of the sky, but you're able to close the distance and take her into the corner like this already. Great escape from Jawa. He knows to prioritize this screen advantage because being in the corner against Cammy is no fun.
Exactly. The propaganda, take the throw. We don't do that here. The thing is, you know, someone like Faye, who used to take the skies at least, like, here we go, knows that that's the game plan, but already so close, using that crouching medium punch to interrupt the EX, and got Faye stuck in the corner. The throw escape. But Faye activating here raw. What's he going to do now?
Nice, yeah, the buffer on the stand. Medium punch, so much damage off that, and that's one of the things with Cammy. She's not going to be able to afford to get hit very much in this matchup.
With Molotov, gets the two-piece right there, the fiery kind, and yo, just full control from Jawa that entire time.
Yeah, but I think this is why he picks this poison, right? It's what he wants to do, exert control in the neutral game.
All right, back throw, crouching kick not converted. Faye just trying to work his way in there. And that air approach that we used to see, and maybe I had seen before, is not coming through as much. I think he's still trying to feel things out. There we go, dive kick city, but just a little bit too high up. J-Watch getting that great life with the dash in. Bow arrow Oki time, and in the corner, you don't want to be here. What's the defensive decision?
Yeah, great defensive decisions from Jawa here, not biting on the throw bait, able to fight his way out as well, getting the forward throw afterwards. Fully loaded in terms of resources as well. This Cammy could disappear real quick. Using the EX to get close, but a nice reversal and a side switch and convert here.
Got him caught in the corner once again on the other side. Looking for that one opening. Just buffering, just looking for that one opening. Like, wait for that message, but it's not gonna happen. J1 lands a hit, the V trigger right in the CA. I'm gonna see you next round, dog.
In the very last hit of the whip, got him the meter he needed for the critical art as well. Jawa building the exact bar necessary to kill in that scenario and take that 1-0 lead. I mean, that was the name of the game when it came to Poison, right? He still had a little bit of that V-trigger on deck. And when you're Cammy and when you're the opponent, you can never let your guard down for a second because the damage on there just piles up. And you can see how much meter she builds on top of that, enough to bring her to the critical art point. I mean, that was rough, but well calculated from Jawa.
Let's see what the adjustments from Faye would be. You know, I mean, obviously in this matchup, we'll take the skies, but we've seen how Jawa deals with that. So maybe, you know, dealing with the sky and the ground approach would be better, but we just haven't seen a lot of confirms also from Faye.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jawa's just done a great job of pretty much taking up any of that space that Cammy feels comfortable in. Usually making her eat some damage on the way in. Not challenging this time, though. Actually, a little bit more conservative with the button presses.
Walk in throw. Okay, here we go, the chiropractor. Get that next snap, and careful. They want taking these throws right now. He fall to the propaganda dog.
Yeah,
not willing to open up at all.
Looking a little suspect here. Jawa just camping down back in the corner. Finally, pressing buttons back. Okay.
EX comes through. Side switch. Smile arrow. Oki time. Things might have evened out a little bit for them, and now the dive kick come through in the clutch. DP ender right there. Faye gonna take this round in style.
Indeed, finishing off with a DP. Jawa, though, pretty healthy in terms of meter going into the second round. 2.5 bars on deck.
That's correct. Yo, the back throw. Calm try to fade away. Nice dash up medium, and that was a counter hit. Full conversion right here, and that stun's looking mad good. Millie rock throw, up and down the block. EX on the blessed dome. That's a lot of damage.
What a way to bounce back from Jawa. Not hesitating to spin the meter as well to close out that perfect.
I can't believe that kill. That's ridiculous. Like, okay. All right, Poison, I see you. Jawa, I definitely see you because you are on match point, my friend.
Great block on the cross under, and then the challenge afterwards. Knowing that Cammy was going to try to get real intimate. No confirm off that crouch medium kick.
gotta make more of those situations right there. We see so many of those crouching mechanics land, but here we go. Spiral Arrow puts him in the corner. This is where you want to be. This is where you want to put them. This is how you win. But the B skill side switch, and now this is where the damage lies. Speaking of that, it's going to come from Poison. EX, B reversal gets denied. You can't do that like that, my friend. Follow up, misses the Molotov, but still winning. And there it is. Jaywa with the finish. 2-0. We were talking about how it's all about the Akuma dog. He came through with the poison. Hit him with the toxic stuff.
You mentioned it, right? He'd been playing the poison a little bit earlier in the tournament. Signature Akuma, been an Akuma player for a long time here, but we've seen the power of poison throughout the Capcom Pro Tour this year. And of course, Idom, defending champion, closed out last year with poison as well. So no slouch is this character. I mean, it's just great for neutral control, right? Especially online when your character is playing someone like a Cammy who can have a lot of different approaches, very quick on the ground or the air game. Makes her pay anytime she gets close, anytime she gets into that range where she wants to start those shenanigans. Always having the whip out there is just a great way to control that character and slow everything down. And we see Jaywa expertly use it, and he's going to make top 8 with it.
Yeah, and that was, that was some great stuff right here. Speaking of the top 8, we already got, them semifinals all locked and loaded for you tomorrow. But upcoming here, Street Fighter. It's in the name. My man named himself after the game, going up against crowd favorite QQ. I saw a lot of people, talking about how that person was like, that was their pick right there. It was like 2 people, and that was one of the most common ones, inside the chat, and even just, outside, and people coming up to the CPT this week, they were like, it's going to be him. Even Waylay was like, it's going to be this guy. And, speaking of this guy, actually, speaking of both, let's get some of the quotes.
Yeah, let's get into the quotes. Let's get into the quotes. Indeed, what was Street Fighter got to say, bro? Named after the game itself. I'm a bit surprised to make the top 16. I hope my good luck continues as I enjoy the game. You surprised, brother? Your name's Street Fighter. I'm not surprised.
Exactly. You are the brand right there. Well, let's see what's up on the deck for his opponent. QQ says, I'll try to play my best to play the next match. Man, he's so humble, but when you get mixed with them Aegis Reflectors setups, dog, it don't feel like that. It's always like the most, humble people that just say the nicest things, and they just hit you with the dirtiest stuff. Them Urian players, don't let them change your mind like that. You know what's good. But, speaking of Street Fighter, I want to go back to my man for a second, because this person plays V-Trigger 1 Ibuki. One of the last remaining people out there. F-Word out there would be proud. CN was like, I can't believe this dude's stealing my tech. But he used it to great effect. The bomb setups and things like that. OTG'd someone with the bomb setup. I was like, this is ridiculous. I haven't seen that since 1899 or something like that. Like back in the day. It's been some time. But, some of the Ibuki players are still using that, and he's one of them.
Since 416 bars ago, you haven't seen that one? But, Yeah, that's the thing, right? I think QQ, from what I recall, had a really good showing at the LCQ last year, if I'm not mistaken. That's where I saw him do a lot of that work where you mentioned with the Urian ride, just completely mixing people out of their shoes and just coming back with the Aegis time and time again. He's definitely one of the biggest threats in this tournament as well, who he has just joined the room as well. So we're going to get that match coming up real quick. And yeah, his opponent on the other end, we got a Street Fighter, who I believe is rocking. Let me see. You mentioned the Ibuki. Yeah, the V-Trigger 1 Ibuki. So it's going to be interesting for sure. See who makes it to top 8 again. These are top 8 qualifying winner side matches. So everybody that's about to play this match and the next one are going to be qualifying tomorrow. Made it to 3 out of 5. Don't got to play for the rest of the day. And the losers are, of course, dropping down to that top 16 round 2, where they will await the winners of the round 1 matches.
Absolutely. And I just got to say, it's great to see some Ibuki. A lot of people had maybe dropped the character because they didn't like the changes that have happened. For Street Fighter, I feel like what happened to his character was like, it's cool, V-Trigger 2, don't matter to me. I was already using V-Trigger 1.
Yeah.
With the bombs, dog. I'm good over here. And when I was watching him play, I was watching a lot of the V-skill usage because it's a 3-bar, right? And you got such low health character, you got to figure out how you're going to get all that bar quick, and making a game plan around the V-skill is going to be super important. You're not going to get 2 bomb setups in one round. It's not going to happen. Unless it's you're super lucky. But it's usually not going to happen, so you got to figure out a way to get that bomb setup and get it going quicker. But QQ out here with the Urian, though. This character's super strong. It's one of the main characters of the China scene.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's of the Street Fighter scene in general at this point, for sure. My man is a staple. Any tournament you go through, you'll see a Urian.
Charge for that.
Great anti-air with that stand heavy kick. Very proficient. Backdashing well, throw setup, but a good anti-air. EX headbutt as soon as he lands. Looking to fight back. Yep, getting that counter hit. I don't even think he's countering, he was just close enough.
Yeah, well, not falling through all the way, but he's about to finish, but here we go. Looking for that bomb setup closer and closer. You know, he's able to block, Street Fighter's able to block out a few things. Yo, the anti-air side switch rider, EX chase down, hot pursuit, rated on. They can't show that in theaters, dog. They can't show that in theaters. That's dirty.
Had the handshake afterwards as well. That's how you know. That's how he got into the NC-17. slip the person to 20 real quick. Batista bomb to the back.
I like that rider too, or I'm sorry, the V skill. Don't hit that bar again. That's kind of the game plan. Blow up that bar as quick as you can, right? So you can either maybe use a V reversal off the deck and then still get bar also for the bomb.
Oh, good. I really love the spacing on QQ so far. Backdashing that slide, maintaining the perfect range. Yeah, I was gonna say, watch out for the EX knees.
I was gonna say I have to apologize. My man was using the bomb setup before, but he's actually using V trigger 2 right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm a liar, so I guess he had switched over, and now he feels more comfortable using it in this match. Yo, the mirror off the backboard. What we got? Show me something good.
Oh.
EX. I like how he stared at it too. Get some low crease up the shoes.
Indeed, the Jordans have been scuffed. Ibuki on the bench, 1-0 right there. I mean, that's exactly what we were expecting from QQ, right? We talked about how dangerous his Aegis setups are. You can see, had the optimal damage into the reset. I mean, you could just guess, and he guessed wrong. That's all there was to it.
I like how he stared at him. He looked him in his eyes and said, "You get mixed. you get mixed. You ain't got a choice, dog." QQ with the first one.
Oh, tried for the crouch pierce anti-air, but bit of a rough angle for that. Just waking up with the target combo. I had to charge for the tackle as well. You can see him covering his bases as soon as he whips the throw as well, going with the crouch medium punch. It is Shuchu, okay. Yeah, I remember this. So yeah, that's how you pronounce his name. I couldn't quite remember from Capcom Cup last year, but it is Shuchu.
Okay, target combo, gets the jump in, EX. Yo, Street Fighter got the mix of his own. EX right through. He's able to block the mirror in time too as well. Bounce off, not a lot of damage here. Has to go for a reset.
Yeah, we see he wanted the throw bait right there. Counter hit, and he recognized he was standing. Goes with the headbutt confirmed. Choo-Choo now on match point.
Bro, Choo-Choo, that was looking all great for Street Fighter. He's going to have a great clip he could use for later. Choo-Choo denies that, and he's about to deny him his entry into winner's side right now.
You see the coral punch to interrupt the V skill? Oh my goodness.
This is optimal Urian right here. Plus frames though, gets a back throw. V skill.
Nice, another crouch fear has been consistently looking for it, been consistently rewarded for it. Waking over the EXDP.
Yep, that's what's for breakfast, dog. Sometimes you gotta do that. We hadn't seen Street Fighter pull that out. Gets a crossover. Oh man, this is looking dirty. What's the mix? Takes in front. This time bounces off the mirror, but backs off. He's like, this is dangerous. I know what could happen. Let me back off a second. Let me gain my ground. Get some more kunai on the deck. Doesn't have any meter really to throw with, but he's got those kunai that puts the plus range. Gets a crush. Maybe follow up.
Oh my goodness, he woke up with the target combo again. Couldn't quite finish the job.
Get in there. Get the job done. The double tap. Oh, this should do it right here.
We tried the super, didn't end up getting it. Just got a fireball instead. Unfortunately, goes to the EX and he blocks the reversal EXDP attempt from Street Fighter. Choo-Choo closing it out. 2-0.
Dog, I was stressed. As soon as I saw the EX fireball, I was like, man, things might be looking long for homie. Because like that's the moment where you're like, oh no, I had this. He's able to clean it up and take it and prevent, Street Fighter from coming back. Your name may be on the game, dog, but I'm the one moving on the winner's side. But Street Fighter not out of this just yet. Moving on the loser's side. Still going to be able to play some more games and still be able to claim that fame at that final spot, China CPT. This is the only one on the dot. Remember, people, the only one we got. Oh, man, that was a good match, though.
It was indeed. Definitely good matches so far. Thank you all for joining us here on Capcom Fighters for those matches. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with that last top 16 in the top 8 winners qualifier matches. And then we're going to get to the losers bracket. Please do not go anywhere right here on Capcom Fighters.
Have some fun.
be on the battle.
Get ready.
Destroy. Begin.
Let's go.
Disappear. Kneel. You do not have the strength to crush the spirit of the king.
Alright! I really like to exercise. And training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death, vile insect.
Pull out all the stuff.
Hadouken! Witness the power of the continent. This is the power of the king.
Welcome back to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters people. We are live with that Street Fighter 5. My name is St. Cola, and I am joined with Range. How are you feeling, my dog?
I'm feeling good, man. Incredible matches already to start this. As per usual when it comes to these Capcom Pro Tour events, right? China being no different. The first 3 games, all barn burners, especially that first one. I'm telling you, if you did not catch the first match, highly recommend going back in the archives and checking it out. It was so close, went down to the very last pixel. And we can see Tony versus Jawa is how it's set up for tomorrow. And of course, Choo Choo already in top 8 as well, waiting his opponent, which is going to be determined right now with the My Ken matchup versus Yang Mian.
That's correct. And let's get some quotes for the people. We'll get them backstory in a second. Let's get the quotes for the people. Let's see what's going on. So, My Ken says, thanks alias, I don't know how to say that, and my 2 friends who supported me from 1123. I just want to let everybody know that there's still a player who chooses Ken in China. Yeah, that is right. He's true to the Ken name, and I saw him with that pink Ken skin. Like, he's looking nice out there. But let's see what his opponent has to say.
Yeah, Yang Mian, I'll try to win this game to make my effort count. Yeah, my man, I definitely like where his head's at for sure, putting it forth all the effort he possibly can, right? Not necessarily focusing on the win, but trying his best. And I mean, that's all we can do, right? Play our best, and hopefully the results may follow. So we're going to see. He's going to have his hands full, I'm sure, especially with my Ken. I mean, Ken's in the name, right? Obviously, this man gels with this character. That is his spirit animal, so to speak. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to find enough chemistry to make that top 8, because, yeah, Ken definitely a rare sight nowadays in the upper brackets.
That's right, man. You only find him in the forest on like dark nights, with a full moon. But Yang Mian is one of those people where, had a breakout year last year, was able to place top 8 at Evo. And I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I saw Zeku on the screen. I was like, who is this dude? He DP'd Momochi's EX dive kick from Ken, like with just finesse. But we're not gonna see the Zeku. We're not going to see that right now. We're going to the Seth Fighter 5, baby. And this is one of those characters where I think is a good backup, I would say, to Zeku, to be honest. There's a lot of projectile characters that he kind of has, difficulty with. And Ken, it's kind of painful for Zeku to deal with in terms of the jump fears. And they're jumping back with it. Yo, are you kidding me? Let's get it with the anime, baby. Yo, full taunts, Willem Rock, baby.
Yeah, I believe they're part of the same sponsor, right? So you can see they're familiar with each other. I like the coordinated start, showing some flair, showing some respect.
That's sick. Let's get it, man. Things like that just hype me up. And that means that they know each other. They know each other, how they play. And that's going to make this match even more exciting. It's going to be layers upon layers.
Indeed, and we're already getting it going. Yeah, using the follow-up, but with the DP, having it locked and loaded from that V-Skill 1.
Okay, axe kick, got him caught in the neutral. Okay, but, pays the toll for leaving. You see that crouching kick is such a great butt from the character. From Seth, I mean, but here's the activation, V-reversal, eliminate those plus frames.
Indeed. Already in the corner, though. Yang Mian, a little bit careful. All right, able to close it out.
I like his almost, I would say, like, there's a lot of axe kicks coming through, but I wouldn't say his play is, like, super 100% aggressive compared to other Seth players, right? He's kind of spacing things out and just kind of testing the waters with the axe kick and finding his hits when they need to come through. But here's the crush.
Ooh, messed up on the axe kick input right there. That's why he just got into the air. DP's on the other side. Wow, jab DP, though, for the wake up on my Ken.
Yo, he's on it right now. There's the fierce for the bait, though. Gonna build up some bar. And this is a lot of damage. It's gonna be enough to close out. It will be. Heavy punch. Ken's DP, ridiculous. My Ken living up to the name.
Yeah, great job catching and reaching right there. Not following through with the Tara combo once he sees his blocks, but Yang Mian, nice using the ass kick to go over and punch the fireball and checking the run.
It's a sweep. It's a knockdown too as well. Back throw, puts him in the corner. So outside, this guy's using that medium kick as an anti-air. Seems like a really decent option. It's kind of working out against the axe kick, but here we go. Axe kick. Wake up, EXDP. Had to do it, baby.
Yeah, but this is what you need for success as Ken, to have these hard reads on these uppercuts. Steal your turns back where you can.
I'm about to steal this round if he can find that confirm. Not going to happen. Bad DP. Good punish.
Oh my goodness, another EXDP, and he has so much damage on it because of V-Trigger 2. The V-Trigger 1, excuse me. Closes it out with the crouch medium punch after the V-Trigger activation himself. My Ken able to clutch it out.
What? Nope. A scramble? My Ken said, yo, let me get him over easy. And this is the thing. You see how he's finding ways to deal with Seth, right? You see the Twitters. You see the chat. I know you like, ooh, Seth Fighter 5, whatever. But my man's found ways to deal with the axe kick. He's, kind of countering a lot of things where he should take his turn. And he's also staying, surviving in the scramble situations. Those are important key moments. And Seth doesn't have a lot of health, so if you land those hits, they are going to hurt.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the damage output has been wild from my Ken for sure. Just catching him, reaching a couple of times, getting these stand fierce combos, and this time he's going to get the target. No, actually hesitates a little bit. Ends up going with a double back medium punch.
He's walking under these dive kicks, just, change up his approach, but here's the throw. Get a crouching kick, no conversion, but he will convert off of this one in the medium. But he's activation from my Ken. Puts it back in the corner. It's Yang Man with the EXDP. Baits out the DP. This is going to be a finish right here. Boom, with the light touch for the finish. I love that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. My Ken was immensely successful in that first game with the wake up EX DPs and reversal DPs. Even we saw a jab DP be very successful. So because of stuff like that, really led to his victory. If Yang Mian can bait out a couple, make him whiff, punish them, it's going to be a lot easier for him going forward.
That's right. Throwing up the fireballs. Crushing kick, no conversion just yet. And you see him just throwing out the fireballs in that mid-distance. Kind of hard to react to. EX fireball. Axe kick comes through in the clutch. Sweep. Big punish here. Lineberger going to take him to the other side.
Yeah, great punch on the sweep, getting the throw afterwards as well. One more time for him. Oh, and then catches him reaching. My Ken on set point.
We saw that before. The fadeaway in that swing. Breaking that glass jaw that Seth has. Doesn't have a lot of health. We keep seeing, every error is going to count. And I love how aggressive he is against a character that is really aggressive, but you have to introduce that chaos with this character as Ken. You really don't have that spectacular, decent neutral. You got to put the chaos on the deck.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Just walks under and gets a throw that time instead. A little bit heavier on the ass kick.
Yo, is that blocked? No, my man ran right into it. He stepped it. He saw it on the street, but that's the thing. Yang Man trying to put off the pressure, trying to save himself from this game point that my man Ken has.
Yep, EXDP, the reversal is successful this time. Run, great backdash right there, saving him some damage. No V-trigger ready, so he can activate off that stand roundhouse now. Finally gets it.
Able to land a DP out of the corner.
Ooh, messed up the axe kick, but no punch on the other side anyway. Got caught wiggling. Now he's going to be thrown in the corner. Yang Mian, no anti-air this time.
EX. Yang Mian coming through in the clutch. Able to solidify that chaos that was going on. He's like, no, give me that law and order, dog. And the thing that I've been seeing is I like the walk unders and things like that my Ken has, but he's just not finding the conversions that he used to have in the previous round. Still, it's not like it's free to any side right now. It's a one-to-one kind of situation here.
Yeah, good stuff from Yang Mian. A way to close that out in the last match, right? You get your opponent in the corner with such a hefty life lead. You really need to overexert yourself. You just stay at a position where if they jump, you're going to be able to DP them. If they make any hesitation moves on the ground, you can kind of stuff it with a crouch medium kick into the wind kick, something like that. Especially at heavier versions, you can get some plus frames off of that as well. So I really like the fact that Yang Mian just kind of prioritize that spacing where he could easily anti-air his opponent if he tried to take to the sky, which he did. So very good stuff, and he's going to be able to tie the set up. But as you mentioned, right, not free any round pretty much. Every round has been hard fought from both sides, so we're going to see who actually takes that last spot in Winners Top 8, because again, this is that last match for Winners Top 16 qualifiers, and then we're going to drop down to the losers bracket.
You can see the desperation in some of their play, that emotional kind of play, that wake up CA. I don't know if that was supposed to be like a wake up EXDP or something like that.
I think so.
But it worked out in the clutch. Yeah. You spent all that bar, but able to right yourself. When mistakes like that happen, or if they are mistakes, if that happens, you have to be like, okay, cool, my meter's gone. What's my plan B, C, and D? And I gotta stay solid. And it just never happened. Flow with it. People hit you up. You're like, yeah, I meant to do that. That was all part of the plan. And now we're going to go to the final game between the two. Let's see who can kind of contain the chaos and make it into their own W right now. Morph it into their W, because this is what you need. You want to be on that winner side. You want to be able to take this tournament. Obviously, this is the last one for China CPT, and you want to be able to fight and take on all these strong opponents. But man, someone like my Ken, but also at the same time, Yang Man's Seth is difficult.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, both these players at the top of their game, right? So we're going back to the Battle Lounge real quick. Just seems like a little bit of mistake in the lobby. Thank you all for sticking with us right here on Capcom Fighters, of course. But again, yeah, this is our last match in Winners Top 16 to qualify. Yang Mian on the Seth, my Ken on the Ken with his namesake. So no funny business here. No dressing up as one character and then playing another in tournament. I know that's a favorite of the fighting game community, but we got representation proper going on right now.
We had to have the Seth. The people were begging for the Seth. They said, let me see the Seth. But to be honest, the way that Yang Mian is playing the Seth is way different than I've seen other Seth players. A lot more axe kick coming through, but I feel like he's kind of a slower pace, with his Seth play. Just a little bit slower on the things that maybe other players are. Is find those crouching meter kicks here and there. Maybe not super active with the V skills and things like that. Let's see if he sticks with the character. He will be doing that. It's going to be on the final game here. Ken versus Seth. My Ken versus Yang Mian, and I'm just getting ahead of myself because I'm having so much fun watching these two slug it out. That's the way I like to see some Street Fighter, just slugging it out, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you for sure. I'm all about that. Let's block with our face. Confirms on the target combo. Ooh, and then breaks some glass with the stand heavy kick. What are we doing with? Nice press button on the crouch jab back, not getting throw baited.
I like that heavy kick too. Check the fireball, but now my King kind of pushing him to the corner here, trying to look for an opening. Actually coming through in the clutch. We gotta be careful. We saw the walk unders in the medium kicks to check that in the neutral. Run, not stop. But here's the buffer though. Activation time. Trying to switch the positioning and trade the places, trading spaces. In the corner, EXDP though.
This is what we talked about. Yang Mie putting him in the corner now. Gets some good damage. Oh my goodness, the neutral jump fierce. Now, set point again from my Ken. Yang Mien back towards the corner. Plenty of meter to work with here so we can get some openings, make him pay dearly.
That's right. Throw round star. I like this. Try to get the run pressure. You see him stop, wait, look both ways across the street, but here's the HCP from Yang Mien.
Yeah, he needed something right there to relieve the pressure. Took a big risk, but it paid off. Ooh, tried to whiff punish that, but too far for the stand medium punch. Unfortunate. Now gets split. Oh my goodness, that was gross. Using this kick right there.
No.
Every which way, and my Ken closing it out 2-1, representing Ken in top 8.
Y'all wanted something different. Y'all said you were tired of seeing the Seth. You wanted the Ken. You wanted to wake up EXDPs, baby, but you see something way different. This isn't your CFN Ken. This is something way different. This is this neutral, chaotic, just well practiced Ken. You saw that he had something ready for the dive kicks. He had something ready for the Seth, right? He was rotating his options, and he was just prepared for the Seth play. Yang Mien, unfortunately, sit down to losers, and that was a pick. That was the pick. You know, that was one of the biggest picks. I mean, an Evo placer, but that's not the one that's going to be moving on tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, falling to one of his teammates for sure. We saw the little coordination at the beginning, the showmanship and respect by my Ken. Able to be the superior teammate this time around. He's going to be able to birth himself into top 8 winners side to be taking on Choo Choo tomorrow. And then, of course, on the other side of winner semis, we got Tony versus Jawa. But it is losers bracket time. And what a losers bracket matchup we're going to start with. We can see Kwamba Doyu, Xiao Hai, one of the favorites always coming out of China, going up against Ben Whisper. Then you can see the way it breaks down from there. We got teammates going at it in the matchup following that with Wei Li and Zhou Yang Ho. Then we got Z2 going up against Huan Qing. And then we got Duano versus VX Bao.
That's correct. Xiao Hai up on the deck, but man, when I saw Xiao Hai play against Tony, it was looking like he was a little bit out of practice. Haven't seen my man come through in the clutch a lot, you know, in terms of the play. Haven't seen him play, you know, a lot of Street Fighter V, but let him get warmed up though. And if it's his day, it may be his day. Ben Whisper, however, is a Cody player. You know, maybe people aren't familiar with that person, but I did see a little bit of his play before. And Cody, I think, isn't the worst pick against Cammy. I don't know if I'm still in the realm of that Cody beats Cammy or anything like that, but I think he can do pretty well. The V-skill is able to kind of deal with the dive kicks and a lot of the jump approaches without having to kind of deliberate on what's the mix-up coming through, you know, from the air, from the skies. Round approach, maybe not so solidified. Obviously, not having a 3-frame is difficult, and not having some other things is difficult too. So it's going to be kind of a toss-up in this match. I want to see more of it. But before we get to that, let's look at the quotes from the players.
Yeah, before we keep talking about the matchup, let's see what the players' thoughts are. I'll try to make it through to top 8 ASAP. Of course, that's what Xiao Hai wants, right? I mean, he's a veteran. He's one of the greatest fighting game players of all time. He's been in grand finals and has won numerous championships in fighting games. So you know that top 16 is nowhere near satisfying him enough. Let's see what his opponent has to say. Ben Whisper, I'm so glad that I can join Capcom Pro Tour. Thank you guys. Like the opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Yeah. Xiao Hai, my man, is like, look, top 16, cool and all, but I'm trying to get to this top 8 because, you know, I'm used to winning. I'm not used to just making it far. I'm used to taking home the entire thing. And then on the other side, we got Ben Whisper, who's just like, yo, I'm glad to be playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I made this top 16. I'm just enjoying playing this fighting game, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, Xiao Hai, it's hard to talk about this guy because he just had so many accolades, has been at the top of the mountain in terms of fighting games for so long. I mean, if you ever heard someone like Majin Obama spiel over Xiao Hai, right? I mean, this man has been winning championships since he was a teenager, since he was younger than that. He has been a prodigy in this fighting game community for a very long time. And I mean, as you mentioned, maybe not showing himself the most in Street Fighter V, but he's just one of the best fighting game players to ever exist. And because of that, he just translates all those fundamentals, all those years of experience to this game. And if he gets warmed up, it's going to be very dangerous for whoever he runs into. But as you mentioned, he's going up against a Cody, right? A little bit of an underrepresented character. And I think Ben Whisper, very talented enough. And the matchup, I think, as you mentioned, has a little bit of Cody in its favor. So because I definitely think he has the ability to beat Xiaohai, but we'll see if he has the experience.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I can't wait to see this match because I want to see how things operate between these characters and how Xiaohai kind of de-rusts himself, right? If he hasn't been playing on Street Fighter V, how's he going to be operating through losers bracket side of things? But, this is already a bad start. Already lost a lot of health between the two. Ben Whisper, anti with the V skill, putting him back in the corner. But Xiaohai still swinging.
Yeah, but now we got Ben Whisper coming through, using that EX Zong, using the regular Zong as well. You see checking as soon as the jab as well. For the corner. There's Xiaohai though, activating the V trigger and then getting the dash up back throw. Oh my goodness, Carl come crashing down against Cammy in the corner. A couple more throws. Gonna keep taking him out, man. No, another
skill.
And the EX Zong to follow it up. Direct mouth punch. Ben was.
It was good that Ben kind of chilled out. It was like, I'm not gonna fall to the scammy cammy propaganda. I'm just gonna wait and bait, and he got the finish right there. Now he's looking strong all round start too, but here's a crouch media kick conversion that we expect for Xiaohai. Remember, he's really good about those hit confirms when it's on his day, right? He's got to be on his day. Everything has to be aligned the proper way, but things are looking still a little rusty for him. You see a few with dive kicks here or there, or just actually I think he's just going for the neutral jump. My mistake, my bad. My man's actually with it.
We're catching him, but yeah, a little bit too far to convert for anything after that crouch light kick, but there we go. Activate. The pipe is in the building. Oh my goodness, the stun is there as well. You gotta watch out for some cheeky stuff here. Watch out for it. He went for it. Nice reversal CA to get out of the corner, but it's not gonna punish him. DP on the neutral jump as well. Now we gotta activate some V trigger. Counter hit in the corner. You ain't going nowhere. Spins it. What are we gonna do? Front throw. Still not enough to put him away just yet. Still has the pipe active. Oh my goodness, both get caught reaching. EX Zong, nothing to cancel into at this point.
A lot of backdashes away. V-skill lands for all the clutch. Are you kidding me? Uncooked, unseasoned. Anybody's game. The pipe comes out for the clutch. That extended reach. My man reached across the table. He don't need nobody to pass him the salt. He got it himself. And the first one goes to Ben. He's just happy to be here, dog. That's what his words were. I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm just mad chilling. I'm just, you get invited to a party, just chilling. He's kind of, kicking it in the corner right there. But that's not the way that he's playing. All right, I'm telling you, these humble people, dog, they play a little bit different, man. They just built different when it comes to the matches.
Definitely right. Showing really what feels like no fear on top of that. Using the V skill expertly pretty much any time Xiaohai tries to jump in. Using it to combat both regular jump ins as well as dive kicks. And just using that extended range on the pipe in a situation where Cammy usually feels very comfortable, very dominant in. Just had the extended range to whiff punish perfectly.
That's correct. No anti-air. Yeah, not trying for it, just waiting for them to land. EX plus frames. Xiaohai's backing away. Just back down, backing away. Just blocking everything out. Dash up. No conversion with the crouching mini kick. That's unfortunate. Ben Whisper with the punish right here. Heavy roughing all the way to the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Big damage, big counter carry. Gets the counter hit on the Zonk as well. Oh my goodness. Headbutt to the stun. Seeing birds. And Xiaohai might be seeing the end of his tournament life here in a moment.
Bro, he might be seeing a giant L right here. He wanted to make it the top 8, but Ben Whisper, who is just here, having a blast, is having fun, and he's having fun. Round start EX Zonk, but here's the back though. Xiaohai trying to put the pressure on. This is where you want to play, but just backing off. You see, maybe just a little bit pensive because he's on the line right here.
Nice, another V skill, and then breaks the glass with a crush counter. Ready for the cheeky reset though. Not biting on that backdash either, Xiaohai. No, he's got to be locked and loaded. He needs to enter the zone at this point. Activates the V trigger.
Flips out. DP though. Yeah, nice one right here. Caught him caught in the corner. Cross cut. Xiaohai's got those. You know my man's got those. He's got to be on his day again. EX Zonk comes in the clutch. EX DP Xiaohai denying him that pressure.
Yeah, willing to do it right there. Again, challenging after that. Jumping over, using the target combo here, setting up the rock. Oh my goodness, but you're not escaping it just yet. Neutral jump, heavy kick from Xiaohai. Get out of the sky, my man. I'm still alive.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon? All right, Xiaohai, you know what? You're a champion. I see what you're doing, dog. I don't know if I could do it, but I see what you're doing it. And my man's finally, I see the unrust come through, but no commitment on those lights right there. That could have been a lot more. Ben Whisper checking the neutral, getting some damage, but Xiaohai looking a lot more solid. Just find the right spaces to stay away from the zongs, you know, poking with those medium kicks and things like that, saying this is where I roll the neutral at.
Yeah, he's doing a great job so far. Contest constantly. Yeah, just harassing with that stand medium kick now. Xiao Hai, you can see fully loaded on that meter as well. Yeah, fishing for a crouch heavy punch perhaps into it, but instead gets whip punished for that fish. Oh my goodness, lets the rock hit him. Oh no, my friend, you can't let it again. Delayed wake up, and he just wakes up the pun afterwards. Nothing after that stand fierce though.
Oh, you should have finished your play. You should have went through a little bit more, but Xiao Hai finally able to activate.
Oh, he whip punished with the drill. Oh my goodness.
Xiao Hai is still in it. And now he gets Oki off this situation. Let the Scammy Cammy rock, but backs away. Ben Whisper taking down Xiao Hai.
Great range on that stand light kick, and that's all he needed, right? One stand light kick. EX Zonk behind it. Ben Whisper taking it over one of the favorites to take the entire tournament, Xiao Hai. And he's not even in top 8 yet, but he will move on to the second round of top 16 losers.
My man said, I'm just happy to be here. Thank you for having me. But not the way that he played, dog. Not the way that he played at all. You definitely had a plan for a lot of what, you know, Xiao Hai wanted to do in the approach. I like just backing off, rocking with that light, waiting for the conversions. And also, you saw there was a lot of rust for Xiao Hai, and he took advantage of all that. It's one thing to see that, you know, maybe a player isn't, you know, fully, you know, prepared for a tournament or fully, like, ready for a tournament. But it's another thing to be, like, ready yourself and say, oh, they're making mistakes. I'm going to notice those, and I'm going to go in and just... You know, Ben is with it today.
Yeah, incredible stuff from Ben Whisper, 100%. Great matches so far in this entire top 16. He's going to be moving on to face Yang Mian in round 2 of top 16 losers, try to get into that top 8 proper, of course. Now we're going to be moving on to that second matchup in losers top 16, and of course the GZ Dojo Civil War, if you will, Wei Li versus Zhou Yang Ho. We're going to be seeing who advances, who stays out of the teammates, of course. And I believe the characters that we're going to be seeing look like it's going to be Laura versus Chun-Li, if our information is correct.
Yes. It'll be a fun matchup. I mean, Laura's not a character we get to really see outside of, you know, the US. We see a few Laura players here and there, maybe, you know, some secondaries or whatever. But Wei Li has been one of those Laura players that's been around for a while using this character and really put in the work that, you know, is, yeah, it's cool. We got the items, stuff like that. But Wei Li's out there also rocking this character, showing how cheap she can be. Let's see some quotes from the players.
Yes, indeed. We're starting Wei Li. I'll try my best to win the next game, even if my next opponent is my teammate, right? We touched on that, but the fact that both of these guys representing the GZ Dojo, so they're going to know each other very well. We might see some unorthodox stuff. That's pretty common anytime you see sparring partners go up against each other. So you see what his opponent has to say.
Okay.
Competition for a long time. I will enjoy every moment of it. That's what I like to see, my man. Somebody just in the moment and enjoying it, win or lose, whatever you got to do, just make sure that you're loving life and living it.
I like that Wei Li is such a nice person and just like, yo, I think someone else is going to win, all this and that. But when you play someone like that, you watch them play, it's a different thing when they hit the sticks, right? Maybe they think their chances are different, but when they hit the sticks, it's going to be a different story, right? They're going to be trying their best, trying their hardest. And Laura, one of those characters where it's all about getting in them pockets. Like, let me see what's in your wallet, you know? On the other hand, you know, Joey out here, I feel like Chun-Li is such a good, strong character this season. Some people had her at the top 5, maybe not as much now. She's got some bad matchups, but I think in this matchup, she can kind of rock the neutral, right? The crouching meter kick's really good to check the fireballs. You know, she's got a bust.
All right, I think, am I still good? I'm good? Okay. So it looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with St. Cola, but it looks like we are still in the zone. So thanks everybody for joining us. I'm sure he'll be back momentarily. Don't trip about that whatsoever. We're going to have Laura versus Chun-Li, as we said already. We're going to be getting underway here. Again, it's going to be Wei Li versus Zhou Yang Ho. Teammates. We'll see how it goes. Zhou Yang Ho, of course, is going to be looking at his Kira Bay with that stand fierce, as we're already seeing it come out. A couple of crouch medium kicks as well, as St. Cola touched on. And of course, Wei Li going to be looking to get in, trying to utilize the fireball game to make their way slowly in so far. And yep, that's all you need. One elbow into the sunset wheel. Mix-ups have begun, but a nice backdash from Zhou Yang Ho. Again, both of these guys, teammates, going to be familiar with each other's play style and decision-making. Inching his way forward with a couple of throws. Nice way to cut off the screen. Oh my goodness, the back fierce actually gets the crush counter and the meaty setup afterwards. Zhou Yang Ho going all the way through for the first round. Great stuff. Of course, Whaley. Both of these players are actually good meter going into the second round as well. And now V's going to hop over it. It catches him low. Another great start for Joe Yang Ho, but he's going to be backing up, utilizing the fireball again. We talked about that to check the pressure of the Laura. Did a great job of that in the first game. Looking to continue it here in the second. Ooh, another stand heavy punch. Looks like my friend, my co-commentator Sinkhole, is currently restarting his internet, so again, he'll be back momentarily. Don't y'all worry. Spinning bird kick for the stun, and he's going to be able to build enough meter for the critical art as well. It looks like he's not going for that just yet, just takes the big combo instead. Tries to do a neutral jump, but actually, oh my goodness, Whaley, we got the activation on the V-trigger. My man, overhead, gets the combo off of it as well. Waits for the jump, but only trades. No throw bait attempt successful there. Another fireball catching him wiggling, and a stand medium punch. You ain't going nowhere, and it's just me in the game, and y'all at home. What's good? Twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters, and we already see stepping up to the plate is the Joe Yang Ho on this Chun-Li. He's going to be doing exactly what he needs to do so far, and that's keeping the Laura at a distance, really just utilizing the superior ground game of Chun-Li to make sure that she never gets in range to start the mix-ups and start the game she wants. So we're going to see if Whaley can kind of maintain, or not really maintain, but kind of go through that wall, get through some of the obstacles that Joe Yang Ho is presenting so far. Gets the crush counter there. Recognizes it's an air hit as well. Just goes for the reset afterwards. Very nice stuff. Overhead Riz does not pay off. Ends up getting punished for it. Tried to side switch and go to the head stop combo. That was funky. But either way, Joe Yang Ho pushing him towards the corner again, using that back medium punch. Wow, yeah, way too far for that EX buffer attempt. Unfortunate, but now you're in the corner against Laura. Getting thrown, putting that elbow on him as well. Activates off that crouch light kick. You see Urian style right there. Just one crouch light kick into the V-trigger attempt. EX catches the reaching and the counter hit. So much damage. EX legs, yes sir. Joe Yang Ho puts himself on set point.
Round 2. Fight.
All right. Getting back into it, jump. It just actually walks under there, and another great check from Joe Yang Ho, man. He is just controlling the neutral game so much better than Wei Li at this point. EX legs, of course, safe. Does catch him out of the air, though. Was in a situation where he had to deal with some blocks, but again, checking with that crouch jab has been consistent. Punishes there. EX SBK. As soon as he gets any offense, just takes it away. Sunset Will does have the EX bar on deck again. Not going to utilize it this time. Stand light kick anti-air, staple of Chun-Li. A little bit hard to use, but you can see back-to-back with success. Fully loaded meter for Wei Li, though. You got to be so careful with your Joe Yang Ho. Gets the combo. Oh, my goodness. The lightning bolt was still coming through. Baits out the EX SBK as well. Wei Li not going quietly into the night whatsoever, fam. We are tied up here at the rounds. Going right back into it. Jump. Wow, what a trade, though. EX bolt afterwards. The thunderclaps are coming through. Wei Li. Jump, no anti-air this time from Joe Yang Ho. Oh, no, the defense is starting to look a little shaky. Doesn't get caught reaching there. They're starting to get harassed. Oh, you ain't going nowhere, fam. Gets this command grab afterwards. EX Sunset Will for the follow-up. Oh, my goodness, the delayed rise, though. Gonna dodge that one, but no punish. Wasn't clean on that side. Now Wei Li going ham. Good anti-air with that back heavy kick. Elbow, and one more Sunset Will for good measure. Wei Li tying up the set. One up. Teammates, very, very close sets. What we expected from two players that know each other very well. Looks like St. Cole is going to be back with me momentarily as well. Thank you, everybody, for continuing to join us right here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. Again, this is Losers Bracket Round 1 action, trying to get into the Losers Bracket Top 16 Round 2 in those top 8 qualifying matches. But all the matches you're going to see today are 2 out of 3. Remember, 3 out of 5 don't start till tomorrow. Got to stand fierce as well. This is a good start from Joe Yang Ho. Again, if you can establish some damage on Laura nice and early, then you can kind of set up that Chun-Li wall game where you have to utilize your own life as a resource to really get in on her just because she's so good at controlling that ground. What's good, my man? Are you good over there?
I'm back. Yo, they had to cut my neck because I was getting too loud, but listen, I'm back in it. I'm still going to commentate. It looks like we're 1-1 right here. Way late, yo, coming through in the clutch here, but Joey's hanging on. Okay, I see you.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Oh, but he caught him flinching again with that stand medium punch. Very successful for Joe Yang Ho so far. Oh my goodness, the dash in, dash out, catching with the EX legs, and again the meaty pressure. This time starting it with a crouch jab, gets the counter hit, puts himself back on set point.
Are we going to see another pull-up? Are we going to see another favorite taken out of this tournament or put down away? I mean, this is ridiculous. People did not have this dog on the list, but he is making it count right here. Looking for those conversions. And just, I like that spacing. Wei Li going in a little bit harder, it looks like. A lot of bar on the deck to work with, and this is Laura. Definitely make the comeback.
Ooh. Regular throw is tech this time. Using thunderclap. Utilizing it with the overhead. Actually getting some good damage on him. You ain't going nowhere. Using the anti-air and then the dash over. My goodness. Nice. Using the slide to get under the fireball and the V-trigger activation to get some damage and space off of it.
There's a wake up throw. Dash up throw. Yo, the counter hit. Put him down to the ground. Circus de Olay needs to find that final hit. Waylay gotta finish this off. V reversal, he doesn't need the meter to finish him off. Try to go for the EX command grab, gets blown up. This is a lot of damage. No, it didn't land.
Maybe drop the legs, now using the EX, so that's not gonna be no critical art. Oh no, anti-air this time, and he gets in a range for the command throw. That's what happens. You don't block that jump in. You put yourself in a threat of a throw, of a command throw, any type of mix-up right there, and we're going to the last round.
Full scramble situation, but Waylay able to take everything back. Crouching in kick confirm. EX, legs.
Really good.
They being pushed to the corner, but no answering back. 3-piece. EX, bust out. Joey staying alive.
Yeah, if I'm Joe here, yeah, you can just hang back a little bit. There you go. Focus on the anti-air. But no, comes down after the legs, and he's getting mixed. Oh no, he's not going to be getting mixed. He got mixed all the way out his shoes, St. Cola. Oh my goodness, no!
No, the drop, and he still picks it up. 5-second rule, baby, as Waylay moves on in the bracket. I came back at the right time. I came back to see a man's soul taken away from him. I came back to see moments of victory just snatched away. But that's what Laura does. But Waylay also, such a strong competitor, such a strong player, as you saw right there. Came through in the clutch at the very end right there, but taking someone to the final game round that's super strong like that, it's a strong competitor right there. So good stuff to Joey. But it's Waylay going on in the bracket, man. Loser side.
Yeah, bittersweet for both players considering their teammates, right? Both representing the GZ dojo. But Waylay's going to be moving on to a round 2 of Losers Top 16, of course. But Joe Yang Ho's tournament life ending today. That's unfortunate, but we still got a lot of Losers Bracket action to go. Thank you all for joining us so far here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. So we're going to go to a quick break and be right back with those last 2 Losers Bracket round 1 matches and then see who gets in the top 8 for tomorrow. Don't go anywhere.
To elaborate more on special moves, there are 2 types of special moves you need to know about. Charge special moves and motion special moves. Charge special moves are moves in which the command input involves holding, or charging in this case, either a direction on your controller or buttons for a short period of time. The 2 types of charge moves that involve a directional input are backwards to forwards, where you hold the controller away from the opponent, then immediately push forward to release the charge. Or down to up. Hold down on your controller, then immediately hold up to release the charge. Do understand that charge characters do not have to be standing to start charging. They can be crouching, jumping, or even knocked down. Now when it comes to motion special, there's much more flexibility involved, but things can become a little more complicated. To make things easier, I'm going to relate this to mathematical terms. Quarter circle forward, which means 90 degrees towards your opponent. Quarter circle backwards, which means 90 degrees away from your opponent. Half circle forward, which means 180 degrees toward your opponent. Half circle backwards, which means 180 degrees away from your opponent. And full circle, which basically means 360 degrees. The special case are moves that require the Z motion, which is hold forward to down forward with your controller. Some characters have charge moves for all their special attacks, whilst others are purely motion based. There are also characters with the combination of both. At the end of the day, you'll have to find out what works for you. Overheads are a simple way to open up your opponent on defense. They are executed by holding forward on your controller and pressing either a punch or a kick button, depending on the character. However, there are some characters who are an exception to this rule. Chun-Li's overhead is executed by holding down forward on your controller and pressing medium kick. Nakali's overhead is executed by holding down forward on your controller and pressing hard punch. And Ken, well, he has two overheads. One, which is done by holding backwards on your controller and pressing medium kick, and the other, which is done by holding forward on your controller and holding hard kick. Overheads are generally used to catch the opponent off guard whilst they are in a crouching position. And in Street Fighter V, overheads have a very specific purpose, which is to either stun the opponent or get the KO. Think of overheads as an extra offensive option. Do keep in mind though, not every character in the game has an overhead, so it's in your best interest to find out which characters have the overhead option.
And welcome back, everybody, to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. You already know what it is. I am Ringe. This is St. Cola, and we are big chilling here on this top 16 for the Capcom Pro Tour Online China region this time around. We've already determined the top 8 winner side of the bracket. Now we're going to get to the top 16 loser side of the bracket after one more match. And then we're going to get into, 2 more matches, I believe, in round 1. Yes, we got Z2 versus Huanjing, and then Dwayne versus VX Bao. 4 fierce competitors going to be determining who gets in round 2 of top 16, and then we're going to start those top 8 qualifying matches again. But remember, it's all 2 out of 3 today, baby. No 3 out of 5 till tomorrow. Nobody gets that promised land until they earn it today. But it looks like we have both of our competitors in the lobby right now, so we're getting them set up again. It's going to be Z2 going up against Huanjing. Let me see who our players playing here. Looks like Sakura for Z2, and Huanjing's gonna be rocking the Laura. So more Laura action coming up. Indeed. Oh, it looks like I think you're muted, my friend. Oh, a couple of mic issues. All right, it's all right, my man Cola. He's gonna figure it out when he can. But yeah, we're gonna see whoever goes on to win this match is gonna be going up to face Faye, who we saw up in the winners bracket rocking that Cammy right up against Jawa. Looked pretty good, just really was able to be tamed up by that poison. So we're going to see how he deals with whoever wins here. But I'm definitely looking forward to Z2 versus Huanjing. Of course, both of our players are in the lobby as well. And we got quotes from those players as well whenever we're ready for that. But again, thank you all for joining us here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. And don't forget, if you're looking to stay up to date on all the news and information, all that, you can get Capcom Fighters everywhere, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's Street Fighter. So make sure you stay up to date on all the news. But as far as the quotes go, we got Z2. I made it to the top 16. It's amazing, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I like to see people just enjoying themselves, being happy they made it this far. Of course, you know they're going to be trying to get that top 8 spot and get into that one Capcom Cup qualifier as well. But let's see what his opponent has to say. On the other side, Huanjing. I had no idea I would make it so far. I would try my best. So both players pretty happy just being top 16, right? But of course, we got a long ways to go. And there is is only a reward for that top one. You either win or you go home. Second place is only the first loser, if you will. I know it's harsh to say. I know. And every other season it wouldn't be like this, but it'd be like that this year. So we're going to get into the match next up. You can see some of the great winners and qualifiers that have already qualified for Capcom Cup on your screen throughout this tournament. You can see Takamura and Infectious, Kaba and Mena RD. We had Gachi-kun and Daigo. So many incredible players. Mandrake and Smug. Just so many incredible players have already qualified for Capcom Cup. And you know there's going to be more joining them shortly. Of course, Phenom and Angry Bird as well. We're going to determine who represents the China region tomorrow as well. So that's going to be good. You see my man St. Cola nodding along because his mic still don't work. It looks like he's getting it figured out, though. Yeah, you can see Mandrake and Smug rocking the North America East qualifiers as well. And remember, that last event is going to be North America West coming up in a couple of weeks. You see Picador and Jean Leche as well. The South America qualifiers. I mean, it's just been dope. It's been a dope Capcom Pro Tour year, especially considering the pandemic, and we've had to take this primarily online, you know what I'm saying? But Street Fighter League, that's some offline action you can catch every Thursday on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. You guys know what that is as well. 4 p.m. Pacific time, I believe, is the time it goes down every single week. And yeah, thanks for joining us here. We are getting into our next Losers Top 16 round 1 match. The thumbs up got me pretty good there. But again, it is the characters we were expecting, right? So we're going to see Sakura versus Laura. Very explosive match on both sides. We're going to see again if Z2 can try to keep that Laura at bay with that stand light kick. We always talk about that with Sakura. And again, the anti-air is nice and early, going to be something that he needs to establish so Laura just doesn't get free pressure once she jumps in. Yeah. Ooh, nice. The crouch fish, trying to find it. But either way, counter hit combo this time, getting that stand medium punch. And man, the life just gets shaved off. Sunset wheel setup. But yeah, I'm just going to backdash on the wake up. I'm not going to let him get any other pressure off of that. More thunderclaps already at the corner now. EXDP after that EX thunderclap throw. I really like that from Z2. Know that the pressure was going to come hot and heavy. -2 off that Tatsu, though, taking that opportunity to command throw instead. Very smart. Knowing that Z2 wasn't going to try to press a button right there because of that negative frame, so instead just command throwing him. No bite on that throw bait. Oh, but he's going to be able to get it here. And yes, with that enhanced fireball via the V-trigger. One easy juggle follow-up. Going to be able to take that first round. Now Z2 again, yep, harassing. I love this. Using the stand light kick, stand medium kick. All these are good buttons for Sakura on the ground, right? But you get one anti-air with a cross under into the sunset wheel. It can all come crashing down. Trades, and that's going to be effective for Z2, right? Just because he avoids the pressure that Laura's going to establish off a successful block jump in. Now sunset wheel once more. Establish the game again. Critical are on deck for both players as well. After that EX fireball, no longer though. Another front throw, gets the other side. No bite on that throw bait again. You can see that's why he was walking back. Crush counter, City, you ain't going nowhere. But back throw, gonna cut off the screen. Forward throw this time. The damage is starting to build up, and she's got critical art on deck, my friend. You cannot avoid to get hit. No, the light jump is right there. Not even a combo, but resets into the sunset wheel. Z2 not pumping on the DP or the super, so he gets scooped up for it. Now Huanjing, Z2, both players with full critical art on deck. Catches them low, but a little bit too far, and only committing to the fireball at that point. Barely catching with that EXDP at the very end of the jump. Nice, this time successful again. EXDP a little bit of a hiccup though, but we're back at it. Crush counter. Oh no, ends up getting thrown for his trouble. That stun bar is building as well. Gonna start depleting. Huanjing, though, fully loaded on resources. Could be anybody's game against Kaorichi right there. EX is in the Tatsu, gonna be able to juggle in the corner, but wakes up with a bar, and it is successful. Goes to the other side. No, sir. Put that away. Z2 with the EXDP. Not letting him get any momentum for himself. Huanjing constantly. Anytime he gets any type of pressure, any type of close quarters action that he wants, is either an EXDP coming out, a stand light kick into a buffer. I mean, we see a couple of Tatsus thrown down at Raw as well. So this is a real good job right now from Z2. That's making sure that this Laura never gets anything she wants. And we're going right back into it, not going to the battle lounge, not looking to reset. That's what I was just talking about, right? The Raw Tatsus coming out hot and heavy. Of course, -2 for most of the Tatsus. So even when they're blocked, they're going to be safe. Nice backdash into the cool, calm, and collected punish right there, right? A lot of recovery frames on command throws in this game, so he just walks up, gets that stand medium punch. How's it going, St. Cola? Can I hear you? Can I hear you? I cannot hear you, my friend. I'm sorry. But we'll see. We'll see. Another fireball. Fierce. Ooh, into the dash show. We got scoops on deck. V-trigger on deck as well. Not going to commit after the sweep. Confirms off that, but yeah, recognizing too far to make anything happen. Just make sure he stays nice and safe, getting the anti-air afterwards. Now we got an activation from Laura. Oh my goodness, my friend. Charging up the Thunderclap, crosses up with it. I don't even know if it crossed up that fat chunk. How much magic you got on this Pixel Z2? Not enough, my friend. Finally predicting the EX reversal DP successfully. Huanjing staying alive.
Round 2. Fight.
And now, Huanjing again. Of course, it is 1-0, right? So he needs one round just to tie it up. And this is a great start from another Sunset Wheel.
Testing. There we go.
Hello, my friend.
I'm back, baby. I'm so sorry about that, but what I'm seeing right now is an EXDP. Man, but here's the crush, though. It's looking dangerous. Listen, I came back at the right time because I'm about to see a robbery happen. Wake up Abari into the EX. V-skill push back to the mid-screen. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're not going anywhere. Actually, coming out of the air. Coming out of the air twice, though, but not committing to anything, so not getting caught for it. Yeah, XDP, very nice. Oh, again, the split leg kicks. Lots of damage and the stun. Huanjing goes down.
Yo, Z2 about to take this? I always come at the right moments, baby. I'm fashionably late, but I'm getting it. Z2, okay, coming through. But yo, and he's not out just yet, right? You know, he's still got some more left in the tank, right?
Oh, we'll see. Oh no, gets caught by the double axe handle. Fireball, I love this from Z2 right here. It's like, you gotta come to me now, my friend. Oh, but my man is coming in high and heavy, gets the cross under. Oh no.
Jump on up. Yo, he was not even steps ahead. He was fights ahead. Meets him in the skies with the air-to-air EX. Tatsu gonna take him to the corner. A lot of push right here. EX Fireball activation.
Oh, you have no counter hit on that stand jab. Oh, the Fireball's actually traded, so he didn't get any combos off of it. Now uses all that V trigger. Oh, but finally makes him block a jump in it. At that point, with that little health, you gotta guess, my friend. What is he gonna do? Gets the throw bait successful, and Z2 seals it with a Sakura. Gonna be moving on to the second round of Losers Top 16.
That is a character people have, it took Evo Japan to really look at that character. People still underplaying that character, but you see the strengths right there. The walk back speed, the dashes and things like that, and also the damage when things land. Obviously a little bit harder to do sometimes in the neutral, but when you're fighting against a character that already kind of suffers in the neutral, it has to create that chaos and create those mixes, and you guess correctly, you can make some beautiful things happen, and that's what's happening for Z2.
Yeah, great stuff from Z2 for sure. That Sakura play, phenomenal. Constantly just making sure the anti-airs were good. You good over there? What's happening?
I just had to put my thing on, but to make sure that I'm not going to blow up my mic, because I know there's going to be some great, more Street Fighter V action on our way, dog. Let's take a look at the bracket. I'm getting too hyped up here, because what we have next is Da Wang, who is a Guile and a Honda player. Maybe doing that before, good old Daigo did it. And that's going to be going up against VX Bao, who's got a variety of characters. I've been told by the chat multiple times that this dude's got so many characters. I've seen the Urian, the Bison, and a few other picks that you might also have, like a Pocket Seth as well. Like, who doesn't?
Yeah, for sure, exactly. And yeah, our information has him listed as a Urian and Bison, but really my favorite thing about our information regarding VX Bao is when we get to the quote. I can't wait for y'all to see his quote. It is definitely one of my favorites. But we're going to start with the Wang's quote first. It's going to be, I've had many great tournaments, but this is the first time I made it to top 16. I hope everything goes well for me. So again, a veteran of the tournament game, right, has done well a lot of the time, but this is going to be his first top 16. So I can't wait to see how the nerves get to him a little bit, if he flourishes in the spotlight or not. Again, all eyes are on him. He is on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighter. So we'll see. But let me see the quote. Let me see the quote from VX Bao, son. Urian needs a 3-frame jab and a command throw.
Talk to him. Tell the people what's good. He used his chance to talk about anything. He was like, hit my character with the buffs. Give me that 3-frame. Give me command throw. I'm seeing the characters got it. I want that too, baby. I want that too. He don't care if his character's top 5. Give me the good stuff. Give me that real good stuff. That's sweet right there. I mean, Urian, talked about as one of the strongest characters, but my dog wants more. And bless his heart, so do I. And we're going to be seeing, maybe that Urian plus more coming up on the deck. If you're going against Guile and Honda, if you're going against Honda, Urian's a good pick. Against Guile, maybe not so much you run the Bison, but having, again, that variety of characters, maybe you don't get the 3-frame and command grab with the Urian, but you get that with the Bison, dog. You get that with the light kick and the V-Trigger 2 command grab that the Bison has. You can run that gameplay all day.
Man, that's just like, that's the type of person I want to share a character with, you know what I'm saying? That they're going to use their top 16 appearance to be like, yo, buff my character, B. What are y'all doing over there? Why don't he have a 3-frame? Why everybody else got a command grab? Oh man, VX Bao. Moved up in my book for sure.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite players now. This is why we don't. That's why we don't take anything from the top players, because y'all just be like, yo, buff my character. But speaking of the buffs, he's like, let me forego any of that. Straight off with the bat with the Bison. That's also a good pick also, because if you had to fight Honda, I mean, we look at the character that's already have the 3-frame and the command grab. You have to fight Honda anyway. This character's gonna be good, but also especially against Gao, you're gonna be able to ruin that zoning approach, as you saw right there, as he absorbs and throws it back at him.
Yeah, you mentioned, man, he wants the 3-frame and the command grab. He was like, I'll pick the character that's got it then if you don't want to give Urian that.
But at the same time, you don't get that reversal play, so you gotta have good, spatial awareness, good defense, that you understand how to play against the other person, especially at the top level. I mean, he's a great character. He's gonna be able to make those hits count, just like right here. Activation has put him in the corner. That light jab didn't work. You're stuck, dog. Never mind, we out of there. EX, ooh, the catch pays the toll for leaving.
Yeah, but still not allowed to go anywhere here. Oh, no flash kick on that side. Yeah, had to block it standing, so hard to get the flash kick charge afterwards. The Psycho Blast. Oh, EX Psycho Blast with the EX boom. Oh, no, he went really late Psycho Crusher, and it actually comboed off the trade. Oh, heartbreaking for the Wang.
Yo, that's a good stuff. That's the tech right there. My man was mashing that Psycho Crusher to get the double time, the double doing. Let's see if he can finish things off, though. Had a great start. Wang, though, with the jump in. Crush on the follow-up. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna get those scissors. Back throw. The Wang getting checked for that dash, though.
Wow, speaking of checks, EX flash kick as soon as he comes in with the pressure, gonna activate off that target combo sequence. Command throw, plant the seed, EX flash kick, get that out.
Chase down. V reversal though. I like using the V reversal because you're not going to use V trigger for this kind of matchup. You're going to use that V reversal to stave off the approach of this character. The plus frames. I almost said Tatsu. Scissors on in. V reversal. Puts it back in the corner. Offensive style. That's going to help out. Needs one more hit to do it. EX stomp from your shoes up before you come into my house. That almost crossed up, but it was timed well enough.
Oh, he lets it go. Oh my goodness. And just outside the range of the reversal jab, gets the stand medium kick. Great spacing from VX Bao right there to seal the first game.
And that's the knowledge you got to have as a Bison player, to have that max distance to play at. Like, when that little bit to do it, you use that medium kick for the finisher. You had said that before when you saw Bison before, and you're seeing it right here. And I love the way he's playing. Are we going to be seeing a switch? Because he does have the Honda. This is the first of two, so never mind. He's going back into it. He's like, I figured something out. I got something. What's the idea? What's on the plate?
Yeah, I like him sticking with the Guile. It was a close set. And just in general, I think the more consistent carries that are perform at a high level with them Honda. I see. I love that teleport afterwards. That long distance stand medium kick, especially considering the Wang's just going to walk back, get that charge. My man's got nowhere to walk at this point. Gets the stun off that Psycho Blast. A lot of hit stun here, just gonna leave him standing. Tries to get a throw bait off that scissor kick.
EX pressure right here. A lot of plus frames. Man went for the sweep, but he had the V trigger to make it safe. Catches the overhead back throw for the punish. VX Bao on match point, trying to make this a quick thing. Uber Eats at the door, dog. I'm hungry. I gotta pay this guy. He's hitting with the message, I have arrived.
Oh, great jump back jab right there. Stuffing the EX stomp. Wait a minute. Wang showing some adjustments, perhaps. EX Bao, a little bit too much hit stun right there. Just whiffing on that throw because of it.
Stomp coming through in the clutch. That's a trade. That's really good. Put him, stuck him in the corner. Dwayne has put this man and trapped him here. Flash kick. Finally finding an answer for that air approach.
Oh my goodness. But just as an answer is found, activates off the V trigger. Going to be able to plant that bomb as well. Oh, great dodge on that V reversal attempt, and then blows him up on the other side. Hell attack follow-up. EX puts him on the end of it. Cross-up Psycho.
Nah, son. Nah.
Amazing ending sequence with the Bison right there. Complete.
What? I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon? My man stared at him too. He said, I'm the one moving on, dog. I am the one moving on in losers in fashion. That was sick. That whole sequence was sick.
Oh,
dang.
My goodness.
That's a sauce. That ain't the juice. That's a sauce right there. Juice, that leaves in your fridge in a second. But sauce stays there forever. My man's got it for days.
Right. So he takes the opportunity after the V-trigger activation, plants the bomb in him, right? He's like, okay, obviously he's going to be concerned about this pressure. The way to relieve that bomb pressure is to hit the opponent, hit Bison, right? So he goes with the V reversal, something that you're like, okay, he's going to commit to something. He wants to apply this pressure. I'll just V reversal him off me. Dodges it beautifully with the EX. By the time you're waking up, the bomb's about to go off. So he jumps over you, juggles it with the hell attack on the other end. My goodness, just disgusting. Disgusting awareness. Incredible stuff from VX Bao. Gonna be moving on for our last match of the day. So we're going to see him in a little bit. But right now, if we can take a look at the bracket, let's see what we got coming up next. It's going to be Yang Mian versus Ben Whisper. Then we're going to go all the way down the line in that round 2. Street Fighter versus Wei Li. Faye versus Z2 until we get back to that Row versus VX Bao. Again, another ALUS matchup, another civil war at the very end of there. But yeah, I mean, incredible matches all the way through for this round 1 of top 16, whether it be winners or losers. Exactly what we expected here at the China CPT. And we're going to keep on going with Yang Mian versus Ben Whisper coming up next.
That's right, the favorite, coming through. And the loser side of things right now, maybe not where people had placed them before, but can still make that run in top 8, right? Can still make it count. But Ben Whisper, the one that just was here to play, just having a chill, just having a chill day, he said, you know what, I'm gonna take some time off and play the CPT. And getting this far up in the bracket, putting in some work, taking down Xiaohai is, someone like that is gonna be hard to take down. And this kind of matchup where you are, if you play Zeku, right, you have to set your stance switch a lot. Go in the young to avoid the fireballs, go in the old to DP and stuff like that. I think it's kind of a close match between the two. He does have the Seth, but is that Seth, strong enough to take down someone who's been probably mainlining this character, Cody, for a long time, right? They've got the character specialties down and locked on the deck, and he's going back to the old favorite. He's going back to what took him to EVO top 8, the Zeku pick.
Yeah, and let's not forget Ben Whisper played up against Xiaohai's Cammy in that first round where he was using the V skill a lot up against dive kicks or anything like that. We could see the same thing if the axe kicks were presented, right? So I really like him going with the Zeku to start it off here, especially because, as you said, that's the character that got him in the top 8 EVO. And right now, just sticking with the old, as you mentioned, going back and forth with the fireballs, had the DP ready as well when Ben Whisper got a little froggy. And now we're going to the young. Let's get ignorant.
Yeah, dog, it's time to play the Street Fighter 5 back to the old. But the thing is, I feel like if you get the demon flip that the Zeku has, you can you start the pressure because you can't go for the throw strike mix up. But the only thing that's getting struck is this man's face with the EX, with that the rock set up, just backing away. Yang Man using that backdash for the character, missing the DP, gets punished.
Has a little bit of that V-trigger time left. Actually going to the young now because he has that V-trigger available, right? So he's going to be looking maybe slide activate right there. That's why he neutral jump. Great block that V-reversal. Great punish on that V-reversal.
Back throw. You see how much red that does? That's a command grab flavor.
Yeah, definitely. That young Zeku back throw. Insane damage. And that's why you see a lot of V-reversals, right? You get even more damage because of that gray life afterwards.
Trade. Yang Man, the one bleeding a little bit more, eats a full EX zonk right there for breakfast. Ooh, but the heavy doesn't complete the combo, but he'll complete this. Lazanto does some shoulders off for the finish. Yang Man cleaning that last sequence up because that could have been bad. That could have been a heartbreaker right there, but he's going to take that round.
Yeah, definitely. A little scary for a second. Of course, is a buff for Zeku in this latest patch, able to cancel that crouch medium kick in old.
Strong stuff, dash up, throw. Fierce. It's gonna chant. Oh, I like that stance cancel because usually people will go off the fierce, will go for the flip. Didn't do that. Then Whisper gets back to the corner. Good jump in though. EX, Ruffy gonna get some Oki off of this. Oh, he's going for the heavy zonk. I like this.
Yeah, interesting. Just wanted a better Oki than the corner carry. Oh my goodness, we're going nowhere again. Beat him down with a pipe. This time the command throw off the wall.
Woke up with the bar. Didn't believe in it though. Yang Man looking for the activation slide. Waiting for that on block situation. He's finding a lot of hits, but not confirming a lot, but still finding the damage, which is good, but you gotta finish up the play. Ben Whisper's in trigger, and this is gonna hurt. One more pipe setup. Yo, he smoothed on through, said, excuse me with the V trigger, and is it with the CA? See you next match, dog.
Yeah, a whole lot of damage right here, but he's not dead just yet.
Oh my god. Saves himself. Whisper still hit it.
Ben Whisper, despite that, taking the blows from the V-trigger and the critical art on deck. But I mean, Cody, that's the mayor right there, bro. He's not going down easily. He's got a lot of health. He's a beefy boy. He survives the onslaught and forces the third round.
Dog, my man says see you next round. We ain't done yet. Let's keep scrapping. See me outside. See me in the alleyway first. Gets the rough beat right here, the rough stuff. Normal throw, pushing to the corner. EX, V reversals, the second hit right there. And Whisper with a full lead right here, looking super strong.
EX afterwards, we're gonna pop that V trigger. He's in the airborne hit. Great recognition from Yang Mian right there, not committing to the target combo or the V trigger off that. Wait, some of the bad sand, get off me, bro.
Right in the eyes too. Then Whisper trying to finish off the plate. There's only a little bit more. This is still young Zeku. There still could be a big comeback. And this meter at the bottom to make that happen. Neutral jumps coming out in the clutch. Finds a hit to do it. The buffer off the crouching medium punch. Yang Mian landing that CA. This is definitely going to do it. Ain't no doubts about it, baby. Ain't no doubts about it this time. Yang Mian cleans that up. I was talking mess about them buffers, dog. I'm sorry. Yang Mian, I apologize because that last one was sick. You don't usually see good Zekus do that. I mean, that's like a great Zeku kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely something you do not see any Zekus do. Crouch medium punch directly into the super with a young Zeku right there. Incredible stuff. I don't know how Yang Mian won that first game. It felt like Ben Whisper was in control constantly, but it goes to the side of the Zeku.
Also, I like his meter usage. He's been going for a lot of CA confirms for finishes. A lot of Zeku players are will spend that and maybe get in with the EX run, but he's just content to find those final moments, live or die by them, and it's starting to work out. See, he's landed the first game. He's looking to land a second one and find a good finish right here. Bond Ender.
Yeah, stand heavy kicks. Yeah, plaguing Ben Whisper at this point. Trying to set up the rock, but it doesn't matter what your name is, Ben Whisper. Yang Mian puts the rock away and puts himself on set point.
Ben better get loud with the dog. It's time to come out loud and proud with the dog. Start swinging out here. Get with it with the Cody, because right now, Yang Man is running the train right here.
Yeah, man. You might need to put some bass in your voice. No more whispers, my friend.
Oh, this is that right here. B skill going to build some D-bar with that. A lot of damage, but here's the EX catches. Upswing.
Oh, just EXDP on the reversal attempt. Now we're going to activate the V-trigger off that slide. Yeah, stand light kick buffer, though. Always working out for Cody. Oh, you ain't going nowhere, my friend. Command throw.
He said, just take a nap. All right. Oh, good punish, but not enough. There's an EX off of the finish right there. Yang Man with the EX. Trying to find an opening. DP raw, unseasoned, uncooked, unflavored. Yang Mian just did it. There was no EX. I beg your pardon. Yang Mian. You okay with that? But it works out in the clutch. My man be moving on. Acting like that's an invincible DP, dog. Sometimes if you believe hard enough, Ringe, it just happens like that. Happens like that.
I mean, shit, my man's not getting a black jacket with that raw food he's bringing up. But, I mean, nonetheless, he's getting a spot in top 16 losers round 2. I can respect that much.
Yeah.
Yo, Yang Mian right there. Incredible stuff right there. Actually, was that was our first top 8 qualifier for the losers round 2, right? So Yang Mian actually giving himself a berth in top 8 with that, not just into round 2 losers top 16. So big shout outs to Yang Mian. Going to be moving on to our matchups tomorrow. He's going to be awaiting all the winners of our next matchups. But again, remember everybody, if you're looking to follow along with the Capcom Pro Tour, you can do so at Capcom Fighters on all the social media, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and all that. Of course, on Facebook, it is just /Street Fighter. So again, if you're looking to follow along with who the winners are, when the next events are going to be, any type of information regarding the Capcom Pro Tour, those are the outlets you're going to want to do it at. Now, we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our last 3 matches here in Losers Top 16 before we get to top 8. We'll see y'all then. Don't go anywhere.
Paraneural device expansion completed. Pseudo personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. Dom unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Dom unit 0. Activated.
Well, Joey, who is a piece of junk? Show me something worth taking. Your data is now useless. Witness the power of the content engine. This is the power of the king! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
Welcome back to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. People, we are live with that Street Fighter V China CPT. There's only one, and this is the final one. Last one on the dot, and only one person will be moving on. My name is St. Cole, and I'm joined with my man, Reg. How are you feeling, dog?
I'm feeling fantastic, man. It's been a phenomenal matches from top to bottom, as per usual with these Capcom Pro Tour events. China has been no different, and we are down to our last 3 matches to determine our last 3 qualifiers for that top 8 to get to that promised land of 3 out of 5 tomorrow. But we got a couple more 2 out of 3 hellscapes to go through. Street Fighter versus Wei Li is going to be up next to determine who faces Yang Mian tomorrow. Then we got Faye versus Z2 and Ro versus VX Bao. I mean, I'm looking forward to every single one of these matches. And of course, we're going to start next with, as we said, Street Fighter versus Wei Li.
The man's name is on the game. My man took it from there, and that's a big power-up right now, right? But he isn't losing. He's going to need everything he can get to fight against one of the favorites, as Wei Li, you know, the Laura player. Laura versus Ibuki, kind of an interesting matchup. Maybe the one that we see, you know, too often, because many Ibuki players have kind of left that character to the side, but not, not a Street Fighter route here. It's kind of stuck with it, using V-Trigger 1 and 2, as we saw today. You know, maybe we saw on stream more of, 2 than 1. Prior to that, he was using 1 as well. So being most faceted with the character, knowing all the options, all the tools, and finding the optimization with everything with that character is the reason why they're in top 16. Can they get further? Can they surpass the favorite?
Yeah, we don't get to see much of Ibuki nowadays. As you mentioned, a lot of the players have moved on to greener pastures, if you will. But on top of that, we did see this matchup a lot, especially in America in previous seasons, right? Just because of NLBC, right? Of course, Idom versus Shine. Laura versus Ibuki, we saw this matchup a lot, a very explosive matchup. Of course, 2 heavily offensive-based characters, 2 characters that are extremely deadly with the mix-ups. So I'm looking forward to that. We haven't seen it in quite some time, but I know it's going to be explosive, very rush-down-based, and I want to see who falls to the defense first.
Exactly. Trying to see who's going to get mixed or be mixed out here. Both of them have the ability, just at different points in the round. Let's see.
Looks like a bit of a rough start here. I'm not sure if we're going to keep on going with it or what, but either way, Wei Li is going to be the one taking his offense to him.
Exactly right here. Got him stuck in the corner. This is unfortunate, for Street Fighter. He gets command grab, and that sun is rising. My man better do something on the defense here. It's looking kind of difficult to react to anything, and there it is, the stun for Wei Li. He's probably going to get this done. This is Laura, pre-stun, or after stun, I should say. It's ridiculous. Pre-stun, she can do the damage, but after stun, that's when the money is right there. The first one goes to Wei Li.
Yeah, it's always been disgusting, the damage output of Laura after the stun, right? Just being able to charge those thunderclaps, you get so much damage off them. It is redonkulous. But right now, we got a reversal DP. I like that. Considering the circumstances, it's looking like a rough connection. So, sometimes you got to get real wild with it.
Hey man, you gotta bust out at some points, but you gotta be super careful. If you are in a Ibuki player, you got a little bit lower health than Laura does, right? But also, Wei Li's gotta be careful. In a rougher condition like this, finding the mixes and things like that might be a little bit more difficult as well too. The XCP again bust out, wants to deny that stun that's been building up. Avoids the EX. No conversion right there. A lot of drops.
Yeah, I wonder if he did buffer like a V-trigger activation behind it. Most likely did. Wake it up with the Abare, but it gets so hard to confirm right now. Late overhead, still gets the counter hit anyway, and confirms out the low forward. Wei Li taking the first match.
Yep, the first one will go to Wei Li. Conditions, what they may be, it is what it is, and we are here where we are. And Wei Li's going to take the first one. Let's see if there's going to be some kind of adjustment. You got to adjust for whatever environment that you're in, right? And, being a Ibuki, you got to figure out or find a way to, be able to activate. We're going to go to the Battle Lounge. I wonder if there's going to be a switch. Or if they're going to be testing things out, in the meantime, as I hit my wall on accident there. Dog, I'm like swinging my stick around, and it's like too big. Like, this thing is ridiculous.
I heard that noise. I didn't know what it was.
Hey, you're a thug. It sounded like I knocked somebody out. So I promise y'all, there's nobody around here but me. It's all good. And it looks like we're going to be reading up again, getting right back into it. Looks like there might be a V-trigger switch or something like that. Maybe in a situation where, things are a little bit different, in terms of the connection. Maybe V-trigger 1 might be better to throw out the bombs and create a little bit of chaos, correct things. But it is a 3-bar V-trigger, so you're not going to be able to get that until later on in the round.
Yeah, that's the rough spot, right? Especially with Laura, we see how quickly or the rest of your health bar can be depleted, right? If you get stunned on that combo that you get into 3 bars, I mean, you might not even get to play. So because of that, it's definitely going to be a dangerous situation for our Ibuki player. Of course, Wei Li on the other side, looking strong on that Laura as he always does. But yeah, man, of course, if you're looking to follow along with the Capcom Pro Tour, again, it is Capcom Fighters pretty much everywhere you're looking for, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. I want to correct myself earlier as well. There's a Street Fighter and a Capcom Fighters Facebook. So you can find information on both of those as well if you're looking for that. But right now, we are getting into our second match again. Whaley going up 1-0 on that Laura. Now he's going to follow it up. Let's see if he gets into top 8 loser side.
Yeah, let's see who's going to be able to take it. Whaley's only one away to that promised land. As you've been saying, that first to 3, baby. That's all that's necessary, right? To be moving on. I mean, like, you want to move on, that first to 3, get more room to play. And it looks like we're going back to the Battle Lounge once again.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I believe, not Whaley, but our other player. Yeah, Street Fighter. How could I forget? Actually dropped. So we're going to get him back in the lobby momentarily. Again, everybody, thank you for joining us. You can also visit that URL right there, right? Capcom.us/2020 survey. Fill out the survey. Give Capcom your thoughts on improving the Capcom Pro Tour going forward. Of course, this year has been quite the unique experience for the Capcom Pro Tour, right? We had online sections in the past before, but this year, the entirety of the tournament encompasses online because of the global pandemic and COVID and whatnot. So I'm just glad that everybody has been able to step up and provide still so much dope Street Fighter, whether it be the production teams, whether it be the players still signing up and doing their best and still training their asses off. Because I mean, like, there's some of these players that we've seen this year have been playing online that look better than they ever have. Kaba specifically, I think, looked so phenomenal in his run at that first Central America qualifier that he got was just so incredible.
Massive.
That what's up?
I was gonna say it was massive, like just as you're saying, dog. Like Kaba coming through in the clutch, and then Mina RD following back up. Like it's, and also, I mean, like, you know, bringing it back to the China CPT. There's players that we haven't seen or people haven't seen, and I say this every single time I do a CPT tournament. There are players that you have probably never seen that you now know. You know about these players now. If you didn't know about them, now you definitely know. And remember, when things get back to quote-unquote normal, when we get back to the offline and you get pieced up by these people, you'll know the names now. Like, oh, I remember them. They were in CPT. So I lost in pools to this guy that got top 16. It makes sense why I'd lose. And now you have a cute little OS you can use, right?
Yeah, exactly. You'll get to be familiar with a bit more faces as we all come back into the offline realm, whatever that may be, of course. But right now, we are trying to get this Capcom Cup qualifiers all settled down. Of course, we are not going to determine who our Capcom Cup qualifier for the China region is going to be today. That's going to be tomorrow. But we are qualifying, or we are determining the rest of the qualifiers here right now, of course. But yeah, there's been a plethora of content coming out from Capcom this year regarding the Pro Tour. You can see the Street Smarts, the Street Fighter League, of course, the fighting words from Capcom, F-Word and Logan, and the pre-shows as well for all the Capcom Pro Tour events have been phenomenal. I really enjoy the way just everybody has stepped up and kind of contributed and made this year special, despite, you know, everybody being at home and not really getting to see each other, which is one of the most special parts about being in the fighting game community. Let me tell you, if you haven't gone to a tournament and got a new experience, just the vibe and the real community aspect of it, I truly implore you to do so. It is a unique experience, to say the least, and it is something that I live for. So we're going to get into this next match. Again, Whaley was able to take the first game going up against his opponent, Street Fighter. Let's see if he's able to bounce back. Hopefully the connection is a little bit more ideal this time around as well. It's looking like it. Looking like not as much stutters as coming out in the first game.
Like the real right here. Let's see if Street Fighter can write things back. Gets command grab though. Knows that's not fake, just blocks it out. Doesn't want to take the meaty, but here's the follow-up right here. Gets stuck in the corner. You don't want to be here. This is Laura. That's stun. Oh, man. I don't want to call it, but you know this is Laura.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Oh, puts him on the verge. And that's the thing, you're not escaping whatsoever. Staying like it into the sunset, Will, and it might be off into the sunset for my man Street Fighter here.
It's looking like it, because we didn't really see any bust outs or anything like that. Just looked like they were just stuck down, right? And that's the thing about Laura. It's like you don't want to make an errant bust out. You want to do it the right time, at the right moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, if you do the wrong moment at Laura, you're going to be eating so much damage at this point. And that's the thing, is that the damage isn't the only thing that you have to eat. The Oki is always there afterwards as well. So it's a dangerous hill to go down.
Absolutely. EX pressure right here. Just backs away, crush, follow up DP. Street Fighter going in. Gets jab though, activation. You know it's about to be robbery time. What's in your wallet? Let me see them debits, them credits. What you got in there? The crush? You got a receipt in there? Let me take that too. With the DP stun, it's done. Waylay moving 2-0 over Street Fighter. You said your name's on the game? I don't care, dog. It's about me today.
Yeah, Like you said, right? He's running his pockets. Whatever name's on that black card, that's what I'm taking, and that's what I'm shopping with. And he's made his top 8 appearance just like that. Whaley going to be moving on with that Laura, as we expected. Definitely a phenomenal Laura player coming out of the China region. So he's going to be moving on to top 8, as we said, tomorrow. And it looks like who is his opponent going to be? It looks like he's going to be going up against, maybe waiting for another one of the opponents, actually. We'll see. Either way, good stuff to Whaley. He's going to be moving on. And, of course, we still got 2 more matches to go to determine our last 2 top 8 spots.
That's right. Faye going up against Z2, then Rue versus VX Bao, man. I can't wait to see what VX Bao is going to pick. I mean, the way that he kind of did the wang out there, man, he hurt that man's feelings. So I can't wait to see how that's going to play against, a fellow Bison player. But we know that dude's got a lot of, characters to choose, but it's not going to be that just yet. Let me hit you with the first one first. Z2 out here in the cut. And again, people, thank you for watching this great Street Fighter 5 action. I don't know where you're at. For me, it's early, but I'm awoke by the smell of crush counters. That's why I love the smell in the mornings of crush counters, dog. That's what wakes me up. Not coffee, not any of the other drinks out here. Just the sound of someone getting crushed and losing all that health. Ooh.
I was going to say, I don't need any roosters crowing. I don't need anything like that. I need that glass breaking in my ears constantly, bro.
That's correct. Let me get out of the way of these warriors. I ain't trying to fight nobody. I'm telling you right now. I'm not trying to fight anybody out here, dog. Just let me do my job out here. Y'all do your job out there on the streets. I'll stay on the comms.
Yeah, we are still awaiting Z2 as well for the Battle Lounge.
Yeah, that's correct. But again, Faye is that Cammy player. Cammy's one of those characters where like she comes up when she does work. But outside of that, people kind of forget about her. And it's so weird because she has such a great matchup spread. She's such a great character just in general, even this season, right? There's not many characters that flat out beat her, much less go, even. And she does so well against many of the characters, many of the cast, and many of the characters that you would see in the brackets of a lot of the CPTs, right? Like does well against Urian, is able to fight Akuma, can fight Zeku very well too. She's just super strong. And someone like Faye, who was aggressive before in the pool play, kind of slowed down a bit when they had to fight against JWA. I want to see more of that aggression. I want to see that the floor was lava, right? He did it in a way where like I'm making him sound like a scrub, but my man was just like jumping all over the place, but he knew where he was at. It was a very calculated approach. I want to see more of that kind of play because he's got to do it to move on through the losers bracket here.
Yeah, he might have just shown JWA a little bit more respect than he should have at the beginning, right? Of course, you want to show respect to a certain extent to these players that are on the top tier caliber, but you got to surprise them a little bit, right? You got to test them, make sure that they deal with things that they normally have to deal with. Show them that you're willing to disrespect a little bit. Just kind of play some mind games and get in their heads. So we're going to see a Faye, again, taking a grounded approach so far. As soon as he takes it to the sky, gets DP'd, so it's looking rough early. And Z2's got that Sakura, who is actually one of these characters that can contest with Cammy on the ground. Got a great crouch medium kick, got a great stand light kick. There's a lot of things that she's going to have answers for.
Her movement speed allows her to kind of keep pace with the character, which is really difficult, right? But still, anti-airs might be kind of lacking. Oh, here's the crush DP ender right there. Faye still playing at that patient pacing, and it's not working out too well. He's got to find those confirms, got to find his way to the neutral. Jumps are getting denied. EXDP put him back down to the ground.
Yeah, but now he's got the fireball, exactly. So you can't get clipped by a low forward here. I mean, he can't clip by anything now as he's put on a pixel. Activates another V-trigger, though. This is good.
Yeah, super critical art. This ain't gonna kill, but this is gonna allow him an Oki situation. But at the same time, Z2's got the meter to spin. Wakes up with the jab. That's what's for breakfast?
Yeah.
That early in the morning?
He did not care, man. He woke up swanging. Paid off, though. The crouch jab ended up working out there. Challenging on that dive kick. A little bit of a funky angle for it to land at, but Z2 still willing to do it. Oh my goodness. Then catches a reach, and oh my goodness, leaving him standing. Goes with the low afterwards, puts him on a pixel. No, failed. Hit confirm. And my goodness, with the critical art on deck like that, Z2 going to be taking a 1-0 lead.
Quick things out here from Z2, and you can tell that he definitely labbed this matchup out. And again, Faye just feeling so pensive, not finding those confirms, and that raw activation is not something you usually see from Cammies. That they usually want to get the hit, crouching fierce into that activation so they can allow the plus ranks to start the party. The scammy Cammy, there was just no scam there. It was an easy one to, it's just like you see it in the mail, you inbox, and you just delete it and you move on with your day. Z2 taking that first one in commanding fashion. Let's see if Faye can kind of keep pace. But even that air approach, I gotta admit, was looking kind of difficult. I mean, I was talking about how you want to act as if the floor was lava. That was Faye's game plan before. But getting anti-air kind of puts a stop to that. But B skill, okay.
All right, and now successful to confirm off that crouch medium kick this time and blocks the V reversal, gets the counter hit afterwards as well. All Faye here in the opening of round 1 in game 2. But no, just like that, one failed hit confirmed. We talk about the low vitality of Cammy. That light can get deleted. Buffer behind that stand light kick.
Drops add up, push in the corner, can't throw us out for free. When Cammy's got the bar, she will EX Spiral Arrow every single time if they got the reactions. And Faye starting to wake up a little bit, but the EXTP gonna put him in the corner right here, hold these plus frames for a while. Counter hit, EX, it's a DP ender. Oh no!
And just like that, banging out the DP, Z2 putting himself on said point.
It's just falling away, dog. It's all falling away. You gotta right the ship and do it right now.
Oh my goodness, just putting that big button out and then the stand light kick buffer behind it just in case you want to swing. You know he wants to. The EX fireball for the plus range gets him out of the air with that. Yeah, V reversal finally just relieve some of this pressure. Still challenging, not caring whatsoever. DPing regular raw off of that tech hit. My goodness. Faye now V skill committing to it because that's a little bit safer than doing any spiral arrow or anything like that.
Trying to find those openings, trying to open up like I can. Here's the swing right here from Z2. Just wait. No bait. No opening just yet.
Yeah, no confirm off that crouch medium punch. He was too far to double up on it. Oh no, that stand light kick buffer fails right there. Critical are on deck now for Faye. Activates the V trigger. Oh no, no commit on that crouch medium kick.
You gotta commit. I know it ain't Sunday, dog, but you gotta commit. Spends those plus frames right there, but they're all gone. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. He's got a little bit more of the bar. Now it's all gone. Gotta find that last hit to do it. Save himself from this game point. At this point, you gotta spin the bar in the proper way. He is coming through in the clutch. Gets the jab follow-up throw. I don't have to do it though, but it's one hit, one touch. EXDP catches him coming down. No, that's the light kick to do it. Z2 catch him coming on through. That's heartbreaking. So many misconfirms, so many errors, and Z2, on the other hand, was ready, awake, and had the no-dos on the deck.
Yeah.
Didn't even need the alarm clock.
Yeah, it was rough, right? We saw a lot of crouch medium kicks go unconfirmed. Not an easy confirm for sure, especially online. So it was a rough situation to find himself in. But when you pick Cammy and you're in this environment, that's what you know you got to do. That's something that's going to need to be there to compete at this level. And it just wasn't there this time for our Cammy player. Unfortunate for him for sure. But we're going to see Faye drop out and we're going to see Z2 move on to the top 8 loser side. Great stuff from him, though, for sure. All day. I've been impressed with Z2 Sakura from the get-go. So I'm glad he started in losers, qualifies through it, and we're going to see him tomorrow.
That's right. Now what we're going to see as our final match of the day, Roof versus VX Bao. And again, I'm interested to see what's going to be on the plate to fight that Bison. This is fake Problem X out here, right? Yeah. But I'm hoping it is solved for Rue and not X, dog. I'm hoping it's solved for Rue, not X. But VX Bao might tell him something different because VX Bao's got a lot of characters. Though, if I'm looking at the list of his characters, the Bison, the Urian, and the Seth, I feel like maybe the Seth might be the best pick for him, but we'll have to see, right? Because, it's depending on how practiced he is, because a lot of people are telling me that he runs a lot of characters, and having a lot of characters is great, but if you're not specialized, you might be missing out on minute things that may allow you to take matches, especially in a first to two.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, right? And that's something we always kind of talk about with the game being as old as it is at this point, right? We're like 5 years into this game's lifespan. And with that comes the expertise in character loyalty and specificity, right? There's a lot of nuances and a lot of things that characters will do and find situations that they'll find themselves in that you really don't get comfortable with unless you have a lot of experience in those situations. And with the amount of matches that you build up over time, when you're loyal to a certain character, you become more familiar with those situations more quickly, and therefore allows you to kind of flourish in these situations you normally didn't at the beginning of the game's lifespan. So you kind of lose out a bit on that, as you said, if you're kind of exploring a lot of characters and playing a different style, but that brings along with it its own pros and cons, right? It's just kind of what type of player you are and what kind of game plan that you want to approach the game with. But we are seeing, again, fake Problem X. He's avoiding the Bison mirror here. We got VX Bao going to the Urian instead.
Okay. I mean, the Bison mirror is kind of scrambling. I mean, most mirrors are kind of like that, right? Where it's hard to find the right pacing. It's kind of, I wouldn't say random, but just hard to pace with a lot of people. And they don't really enjoy that, so they'll have a different pick. And VX Bao's got that with the Yuri. He's definitely gonna have that coming up on the deck, coming up on the screen real soon here, and we got it for you right here. Let's see how this Urian pick is gonna play. And having that V skill too, that's not Ignorant Thunder, that's Ignorant Thunder is gonna allow him to rule that neutral and make the projectiles even more harder to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is a battle of the great CF endings too. Fake Problem X versus the Ice God Fires. Incredible.
Yo, this is some good stuff right here. Back throw Batista bomb, puts him in the corner, blocking everything out.
Headbutts as well. I like that the raw headbutts, kind of building up some of his own gray life, confirming all the way through right there. That stand liking into the headbutt, that is not easy, and then shakes his hand to put him down.
The first one going to VX Bao. And just with the constant pressure that you kind of like expect from Bison is just put on the Urian side of things, right?
Yeah.
But you gotta do that. Again, when you're fighting Bison, you gotta put on the pressure or you're gonna get pressured yourself. Just like right now. Fake Problem X, Rue going in with the EX stomp, just backs off though. Waiting, trying to bait, but the crouching fierce EX, take him to the corner with the shoulder. And the throw as well.
So much damage off that EX Fireball. Now the plus frames as well. Activates off that stand medium punch. Oh, put that away, my friend. Confirms on the standing opponent with the headbutt. However, the Psycho Crusher gets him out of the corner. EX, no V-trigger to confirm into there. Just busting out with it.
Closer V-trigger time. I like the anti-air. About ready to pop. He might not even need it with the throw Batista bomb, though. There's the finish. VX Bao says, listen, I know this character. I played this character, dog. You might need to solve for V, dog. You might need to solve for me.
And I like that. I like that a lot. And I really think
you can have that one, VX Bao. You can have that.
The Bison knowledge, I think, does come into heavy play there, especially at the end, right? Knowing that he could press that stand heavy kick so late in that EX Devil's Reverse, really judging how well he knows that character and how well he knows how to combat those tools that he normally uses himself, right? So good stuff to VX Bao, taking that 1-0 lead.
You really have to have a game plan for this character. I mean, that's not one you can really, meet up in the ranking and get smoked. He's like kind of like a scrub stomper, and even beyond that, in the higher levels, you have to have something on the deck to disallow those plus frames to stay away at the optimal distances. Just like right now, he's at that max range where you're gonna have to make a risk of dashing or like scissors like that, where it's gonna be obvious of what you want to do for the approach. But here's the catch right here from Rue: dash up throw.
Once again, dash up throw. Oh my goodness, he actually does get that. Waking up with the stand light kick though. And the Psycho Blast behind it. Oh my goodness, and on the verge of stun. Yes, confirms it with a couple of lights right there. VX Bao. Oh my goodness, life erased after that stun.
Rule with them that young man aggression right there. That I'm gonna punch a drywall aggression right there. That's what I love to see.
Now flips out after that crouch light kick after the EX knees right. Didn't want to take whatever pressure was coming next.
Oh, you see the whip punish? Nah, dog. He saw a rear back. He said, I got something for you. If you can wake up EX. Is it down?
All right. Ooh, just backing up big time now. Oh, no. A little bit missed space on that crouch fierce. Now it's roll once again. Time to start the game. Just wake up dash forward from VX Bao. My man is a Urian player through and through.
Knows what to do. He's in the Congo, dog. Trade with the EX. Yo, you can't be doing that. I have shown you the answer. I'm going to keep showing you, but here's the mirror. Take a look at yourself, and there's the finish. VX Bao on match point.
I felt like he just held forward to get the V meter. He was like, whatever, just hit me so I can pop my Aegis, dude. I'm sick.
That's a season 2. That's a season 2 right there. He might comeback factor. I want it now. I need my comeback factor, and I want it now. Oh, 1-800 B trigger 2. B trigger 1, I should say. My bad. For B skill 2 in the clutch right there with the big egg stuff. Gets a follow up. Look at the stun. Boom, got it done.
The Hezi into the Batista bomb for the stun. He's not going to die just yet, even with the enhanced fireball combo, but it's going to be a lot of damage. Oh my goodness.
It's almost over. No fade away. The trade is in VX Bao's favor. Solve for V. Solve for me as he moves on the loser side.
Yo, VX Bao clutching it out once again. That round previous to this last one, I'm telling you, bro. He was just like, go ahead and keep hitting me, dude, because as soon as I get this V-trigger in this scramble situation, pops the Aegis, puts it above his head, combos off of it perfectly, and then I just think that momentum and mental crush from that last round carries over to the final one. VX Bao running rough shot here in top 16 and qualifies himself for tomorrow.
that is going to settle our top 8 people. Let's take a look at the bracket. It's been explosive. It's been amazing. It's been something different. Yangman versus Waylay, first part of top 8 losers. Also, Z2 and VX Bao gonna go at it as well. Let's also take a look at the winner side of things at the top 8 winners.
Fire matches. We got Tony versus J1, one half of winner semifinals. On the other side, we got Choo Choo versus My Ken. My goodness, from top to bottom, bro, these top 8 tomorrow is going to be fire. Just like top 16 from start to finish was fantastic today, as it always is.
I mean, this scene really showing you something different. You wanted the variety, you wanted the action. China CPT got it for you, but people, tomorrow's going to be even hotter. It's going to be even more wild and not mild, baby. Y'all better be ready with it. Y'all better get your coffees. Nah, you don't need that. You got the crush counters that you saw on the deck. Just come on through. We got something for you, man. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I want to see more. I want to see more.
Exactly right. I mean, we were talking a little bit during the break how we felt like this shift for CPT top 16 was a little bit shorter than usual, right? Yeah. I'm not over the Street Fighter yet as well. I want to see some more, but I know y'all want to see some more too. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow, 2 a.m. Pacific time again, Sunday morning, Saturday evening, you know what I'm saying? 2 a.m. Pacific and 5 a.m. Eastern, depending on where you are. Make sure you can follow at Capcom Fighters on all the social media outlets, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, everything regarding the information you can find there. Again, Capcom Fighters, pretty much anywhere you want to go. So again, we'll be right back tomorrow, 2 a.m. Pacific time for that top 8 for CPT China. Don't go anywhere. Let's see who qualifies for Capcom Cup together tomorrow. See y'all then.
Peace.